Tommy, I would say it's good to be back, but I don't want to be a liar.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We are back. Tommy is still mostly recovering, and I am now combating horrible, whiplash, mental whiplash of having a really nice, like, 12 total days of just doing something a bit different every day and seeing an actual society. On this stream tonight, the funny thing is, you are probably going to hear Tommy and I talk to each other more in the hour or two that we'll be here than the entire time we talked on the trip. We weren't fighting. We don't hate each other. It's just that a lot of traveling, a lot of just taking it in. And when we don't have a video game to analyze in front of us, which is where most of our friendship has been built, communication just shuts down. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It was all good. God, where do we start? Oh, let me start by actually putting on the here's the pictures. We'll start there. It's gonna look a little weird in OBS on the stream here. I don't know why this particular program doesn't want to fit full screen. So just okay, I can kind of like make it work. If you all have any questions, ask them, because I would say we had a pretty ideal 2-week trip. We did something different every single day. There was very little overlap in what we did, apart from, like, we went to Odaiba for 2 of the days, but we did something different each of those days. And, like, the only time there was, like, food overlap was when it was like the schedule worked out. So all right, so the whole trip plan was that we were going to stay at the twins' place, Tommy's sisters, who are currently working there. I'm not going to tell you all anything specific, but, you know, like a lot of Americans there, they're working as teachers, right? We were staying on the west side of Tokyo in their apartment, basically out in the suburbs. And, man, what a fucking place they live.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It is absurdly nice. And every day we did something different, and it was pretty ideal for me because we didn't, like, get up early every day. It wasn't like, come on, chop, get up, fucker, we're going out. It was like, all right, we're gonna leave around like 10 to 11 a.m. And then on days where it was just Tommy and I, we would leave at like noon, go out for 7-8 hours, come back. Really easy. And it was really just about seeing what was in Tokyo. We had planned on going to Kyoto, but with how the girls' work schedule played out, as well as the weather, we didn't want to miss a day with them, and we didn't want to go to Kyoto on a day where it was raining. So we just ended up being in Tokyo the whole time, and there was more than enough to do. But we flew out of the Orlando airport, which was like $1,000 cheaper than leaving out of Tampa, which is ridiculous. And it was like super easy, thanks to Tommy's mom driving us up there in the middle of the night. And the flight was pretty good. I managed to sleep on it miraculously because I have trouble sleeping. Pretty much, I suck at sleeping in general. So sleeping on a plane was like a nightmare scenario. But I ended up not moving for like the whole. What was their first flight? 14 hours.
The first flight. Oh, yeah, that one was like 14 hours.
Yeah, because going there, it's a little bit longer. Because you're flying into because you have a headwind. But I did not move for the entire 14 hours. I didn't even use the bathroom. I didn't even need to go that bad when we were getting off the plane. Unlike on the last plane coming home, landing in Orlando, where I was about to die. I was like, I'm gonna piss myself. This is it. I'm a fool. But that really sucked because it was like we had to run through customs to get on the fucking plane. We had no time. We weren't even sure if our tickets were gonna work. And then like you went to the bathroom on the plane, and then they were like, "We're gonna start our descent now." And I'm like, I think I can hold it. But that's the end of the trip. Let's not worry about that right now. But it was a pretty ideal trip on the plane. Like, really relaxing. I had a nice middle seat. No one was sitting next to me. Kind of just dozed in and out the whole time. Made my way through Blade Runner 2049. On the way back, I would watch 2 more Ryan Gosling movies. I was hoping they would have more. I just wanted to watch Ryan Gosling movies I hadn't seen. Then we get there. And we are... I am punched in the face with a high-functioning society. Immediately. It is... people just holding signs for the end of lines. So many people were speaking English. So many people were helping out. It was so fucking easy to get through everything. Everyone was so nice and polite. And then they even have this like gate, this like unique like welcome door, this like automatic door that you walk through, and then you're in this super nice terminal. I had to then go get my SIM card, my data SIM card, so that I could have navigation that I would put in my old phone. So I actually had 2 phones on me the entire time. Even though I really, really didn't need one of them. I pretty much just needed the phone I would use for a camera. Like, obviously, there was always the event that I might have gotten lost or something, or Tommy and I got, like, separated, but I was always with someone. I was just getting carried around by, I was on a fucking leash the entire time. Which is great for me. Just take me somewhere. I didn't plan shit. I'm really thankful for Tommy and the girls for doing that for me. Because I don't know the first thing about traveling. This is the first time I've been out the country for real. But anyway, then we get on a train and we head over to the girls' place, and man, a train that leads straight into the terminal is kind of busted. Pretty fucking nice. And then you are just greeted with the unending sea of houses and buildings. It is just non-fucking stop. And this was also, and then I'm also punched in the face with, I've never seen a ethnically uniform society. Because I live in Florida. Got a whole mix of people here, and it was just, it's just Japanese people everywhere. We only saw other foreigners in, like, key locations, like, you know, Shibuya or Odaiba, some in Harajuku, but for the most part, it was just like not a ton of foreigners. I think we ran into like one set of English-speaking foreigners. A lot of Russians, interestingly.
Yeah, a lot of Germans too.
Yeah, a lot of Germans, just Europeans in general.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, did I enjoy the copious amounts of Horse Girl merchant advertising? No, because there really wasn't that much. One of the things we discovered pretty quickly was that there was not a lot of video game merch, or even like gacha anime super popular game merch. It was around, to be sure, but games don't need to sell merchandise to make money, so there is not as much merch. But there was a decent amount. But the main thing with the Horse Girls is that they're on the Boss Coffee. And we were fucking looking for Gold Ship the entire goddamn time, and we never found her. I don't even know if she was on the cans. I just assumed they were all on the cans at some point. But no.
Yeah,
we did it.
That was the things that I had a Gold Chip one that I was saving.
Yeah.
That my sister threw out.
Oh my, which one? I should
It
have.
was Gold Chip.
You're not sisters with Gold.
Madison.
I should have known. Right, so we get there on Golden Week, by the way. Night we get there, we go to the 7-Eleven right away. My life has changed forever. I am a different person now. There is no going back. I was just talking to Tommy about this. I'm not gonna drink coffee anymore. I can't do it. It hurts too much. Those fucking cold canned coffee was like ambrosia. The fucking Greek gods wish they could drink this shit, man. I didn't think I'd like it, because I don't like just coffee, but it just, there was something about it, dude. It was like the perfect size. It tasted what coffee, it just tasted like coffee. Like what you think coffee should taste like, and it's just enough, and it didn't upset my stomach like all the coffee I drink here, and that fucking Emerald Mountain coffee and that Asahi Wanda were the best two drinks I've ever had in my life. Except for the other drink that I'm gonna get to later. Which I have a fucking picture of, because holy fucking shit. So then I get a melon pawn. Pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. Then we hang out for the rest of the night, and we go to the girls get back from work. They're gonna have off for the next 4 days, which is really nice, because it's like, you know, we get the crash course from here on. Or I do, because Tommy's already done all this shit. And we would have the girls with us for most of the days, and that was like really my favorite part, because I've been friends with them for most of my life, so it's like, it's just getting to hang out with them, have them give me the tour, talk about the society, watch Maddie crumble into whatever mess she happens to be that day, get along great with Spencer. Like, they got, you all, some of you probably don't know them because they haven't been on streams recently, but they were on you would have heard Maddie a couple of times in the Trials and Tribulations stream or highlights. She's got a couple. And I think Spencer was in the first stream of Apollo Justice.
Sounds right.
I think so. She had mentioned something about she wanted to apologize for the horrible Russian accent she did. I told her, too bad. Yeah, so that's who we were hanging out with. But then we go to this place called Caesarea that night, and it's so fucking cheap. Oh, by the way, the fucking exchange rate was 10,000 yen was about $67. This trip was really fucking cheap. Like, I don't know, I didn't keep perfect track of how much I spent, but it was probably $1,500 including the plane ticket. Maybe a bit more. It was probably a bit more. But good God. I don't know how that works. If someone knows exactly how exchange rate works, let me know, because here I am in a fucking utopia going, the American dollar, the American society is not worth this much. It should be inversed. But I don't know what it actually is. Oh my god, is the moon in this picture?
What?
Oh my god, the moon's right there.
What?
Holy shit. When we go to Caesarea, I ordered some fucking carbonara cream sauce noodles or whatever, and them shits were all Dante as fuck. To which we realized I'm the most. They saw me walk in and they're like, that motherfucker looks Italian. Make them shits al dente. It was like fucking $5 for this place. It's criminal.
Caesarea is like the cheapest thing you could possibly imagine.
Unbelievable. It was pretty good.
It is pretty good. Like it's not like amazing, but it's like it's pretty good.
But like, if you don't want to make dinner tonight, it's the same cost. You just go to the Caesarea. It was packed every night. We walk by every night, fucking packed every night. And then I had melon soda. Pretty good. And then I was given the luxury of sleeping in the. Oh wait, hold on. So in fucking Japan, this is also genius. They just have a fucking button you press when you want your waiter. Makes so much sense. Hey, I need something. Button. Instead they have to like orbit around you. There was one restaurant we went to where it was like Western style. You pay at the table and stuff. Haha. And the waitress just like did not operate like they would in the West, where they like properly like make their rounds and check on you and stuff. It took us like 20 minutes to get out of there because we couldn't flag her down for our check. It was weird. Anyway, so I get the pleasure of I'm given a room to sleep in on my own, and it's Maddie's room, to which they have shutters on the windows in Japan. So I just get to be in the sensory deprivation room, just pitch fucking black. Now, obviously, it's not like we were sleeping into the day or whatever, but like, man, still, there's something about it that helps you out, knowing that you're putting on that sleep mask in that room with that shutter. So it was nice and comfy, is what I'm getting at here. And I wasn't in a rush. It wasn't rushed any morning to get up and do shit. Then we wake up. And Tommy and I walk over here. We finally get to the pictures. We walk over here, and this is near the Takahata Fudo station. And there's just a shrine, just like right down the street, and it's like the most fucking pristine pagoda I've ever seen in my life. It's probably still the best looking pagoda I saw on the entire trip. Like goddamn. And the whole thing around it was just incredibly nice. Like up to the left here, you I think chat can see my cursor. Do I show cursor on?
I can see it on Discord.
You can see it on Discord? I'm gonna assume they can see it then too. That's good. Let me bring up my notes so I don't miss anything. Okay, yes. Yeah, and there's just a fucking, like, there's nature trails up in this direction. You can kind of see in the foreground here, there's kind of in the foreground on the right side jutting out, there would just be another, like, shrine that a bunch of old people were walking in and out of. It's just really fucking nice. It's at this moment walking over here, though, that I simply have to accept I'm going to be sweating like a dog this entire trip. And I was. But it became pretty life-affirming because I'm, like, cured of my skin burning condition. I didn't have a problem with this the entire trip at all. Because I had actually planned on drinking some alcohol. Not that... It really didn't happen. There was no time to stop, really. We kind of kept moving. But I wasn't taking my medicine because of that reason. I didn't want to mix it and whatever. And I just had no problems with it. So that was really nice to know. I would also end up climbing a mountain, 2 mountains, pretty much, with little to no issue, apart from getting a little gassed here and there. So, this trip taught me that I'm actually immortal, And all of my problems exist in the household that I'm sitting in this moment. So at least I know. Anyway, moving on. Hey, there's Mount Fuji. It was everywhere. Wow. This mountain's fucking insane. It looks like a mountain. Like, how you would draw a mountain as an icon is just what Mount Fuji looks like, and it's fucking everywhere. You can't escape the goddamn thing. But anyway, after sweating our asses off, my ass off. The girls are, alright, bitch. We're going to Shibuya and Harajuku today. And we get off the train. Trains are kind of nice. A little crowded. There's something to it, though. There's definitely something to the public transit that's really nice. But ultimately, for me, it was like... It's gonna be, like, the same length traveling, if not a little longer, potentially, than a car. But then you don't have to manage a car. You don't have to park. Yada, yada. Though, I will bring up a complication with the transit here. That is mostly my own fault later on. But we get to Shibuya Station. And we go down an escalator, and you can just see the center of Shibuya here, as seen in this picture. And this picture does not do it justice at all. I have never seen more people in my life going down when I was going down this escalator, like, looking into Shibuya. This image will be burned in my mind forever. We, of course, then immediately go over to Hachiko. And I'll be honest, I was planning on getting a picture where it would have been me hover-handing a Dakara that I would Photoshop in next to the I've already forgotten its name, I just got it right. Hachiko. Buchiko? Hachiko. I don't remember. Is it Buchiko and... It's something different in Persona 5. Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, the dog statue.
I believe it's Hachiko.
I think it's I got it right the first time. I usually get it right the first time, and then I doubt myself. Story of my fucking life. So then, I was gonna, like, hover-handed Caribbean and Photoshop Fornius on my head. But there were so many fucking people by this dog! And I looked like shit. I didn't like how I was dressed. I was sweating. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. Let's just get a selfie in front of this fucking dog and move on. So the 400 other foreigners waiting to take a picture in front of this dog can take a picture in front of this dog. But holy shit, there were a lot of people. We then would scramble. And I don't quite... Where did we go from here?
So here we would have headed to a mall that's called Parco.
Okay.
Parco Mall.
We would have headed towards that IKEA, right?
Yeah, we would have headed towards the IKEA, kind of snaked around the back alleys, and we would have ended up at the mall.
Yeah, so once you get through that direction, which is kind of, you know, Persona 5 Shibuya Main Street, if you will, which you will.
Oh. I suppose I will.
Yeah, it gets kind of like, there's like some hills and stuff, and everything you see here is just malls. That's all that's in Tokyo as far as I'm concerned. Food on the first floor, malls. That's it. Infinite. Oh, the other fucking thing, everyone is dressed to the nines here. Just fucking immaculately dressed. Little baggy, but it's like this, it's almost like this parody of the 80s, but everyone wears it better than what you think of the 80s. Just really, really fucking nice clothes. Everyone is dressed incredibly well, and I feel like I dress pretty well for a Westerner. I'm walking around and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get kicked out of these places. I'm gonna be considered homeless or something. This is awful. So it was nice. Everyone, it's just, it's like the exact inverse of the United States. And it was comfortable. Like, you feel nice and safe. Everyone's very polite. Everyone looks nice. There's something to it, man. Why didn't you just dress like Kazuma Kiryu the entire time like a real man? I actually could have, but I wasn't going. It would have been really fucking hot. Though there is one day where I could have done that, but we'll get there. So then we go up to the mall and we we go to we don't go to the Nintendo store because you needed a fucking ticket to get in. But we went to whatever mall would have that, right? There was also a Capcom store, a Jump store.
Pokemon store.
Oh yeah, you can't hear the music right now. I have a Persona playlist on.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Pokemon store and a Koei Tecmo store that did not have anything from Neo or Ninja Gaiden. It was just one of their fucking phone games with a bunch of like anime boys. Anime boys everywhere. Like, the Fujos run this shit, man. They got the money somehow. I don't know what's up with it, but like, it's anime boys. That's what you're gonna find. I don't know what this next picture is. Ah, yes. So, I now understand pop-up stores. Because we go upstairs one more time. From wherever we were. And there is a From Software pop-up store. Where, of course, you see Alexander here. And if you kind of look in the background, you can see, funnily enough, two Sekiro shirts. Even though it was mostly not Sekiro shirts. But it would be shirts in this style. That would just have, like, characters from FromSoft games. They were even selling the fucking rings for, like, tens of thousands of yen, right? So, like, hundreds of USD or something.
Yeah, I think it was like $250 for a ring. It was a lot.
Yeah. But it was Havel's ring.
It was the rings you would want.
Yeah, in coming soon, the ring that you give to Ronnie, whatever that's called, the Dark Moon Covenant ring or something, and it's like, saw someone buy one, and I was like, fuck, man. But all these shirts are really nice. Like, there's one with like the messengers from Bloodborne, but it was like silver. It was like the silver lustrous finish. There was like a gold Mikolash, however you pronounce it. And they were all in like, it wasn't just like a PNG of the character. It would be in this like, you can kind of see with Wolf there, how it's like this weird wiry illustrated style. There was a Radon Festival shirt that had like the list of people as if it was the set list. And then Patches' name was crossed out. But then most importantly, there was a shirt that just said Alexander on it. And it's my first day there. And, oh, this is Astro Boy. And, it's my first day there. So, this is back home. I obviously spliced it into where we're at here. And, I had to get it for 8,800 yen. So, I want you all to know, this is a medium. I opened this shirt and went, oh fuck, they gave me the wrong size. I then tried it on. The shoulders were the correct width. It is just, the style in Japan is baggy as fuck. And I went, fine. So this will just sit in my closet until one day I will wear it somewhere when the opportunity presents itself. It is so fucking wide though, man. But speaking of my haul, I didn't get too much stuff. But I did get in Akihabara, of the 4 demons they fucking had a metal statue of, they had a 3,980 yen Decaravia. This motherfucker is heavy. Really fucking heavy. The other 3 demons were Jack Frost, Pyro Jack, and Black Frost. Which really makes you wonder, how the fuck did Decaravia get in there? I bought it instantly. The new way there was from a gacha machine. The Yotsuba and Karane little, I guess, keychains also, whatever you want to call those, were also from gacha. Did we go to the secondhand store on the second day, Tommy? In Tachikawa?
Probably.
I think so. No, we did, because I remember carrying around these fucking figures all day in a black bag.
Yeah.
So the Karane and Hikari there were the first things we ran into when we walked into a secondhand store in Tachikawa, which was like the main train station that was nearby us. Which is just idyllic. I'll get to that picture in a second. What else? The Golden Raytheon is from a blind box. So the important thing to note about Japan. What song is playing right now? Hold on. I know you can't hear it. Tell me. What fucking song is this? One Night Break from Persona 5 Dancing. Okay.
That sounds right.
Okay, anyway. So, thing to note about Japan is that there are beautiful, delicious, welcoming arcades and gacha machines everywhere. Let me tell you, the lowest paper bill they have in Japan is the 1,000 yen bill. And I gotta buy my Pocari Sweat in the vending machine before I get on my train. So it's gonna hand me back about, 800 yen and change. And as an American, when I have change in my pocket, that feels like quarters. That's like 75 cents. If a gacha machine's 300 yen, that's like 75 cents to me with those 300 yen coins. So we were popping that shit nonstop. We were just walking into arcades wherever. And the arcades are evil because it's figures. And you want them. The twins have become the worst gamblers I know now. But god damn it, did they get that nice looking Miku figure that one night in Odaiba, dude. How much did it cost? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, right? Who cares? It's gambling from top to bottom. You go to a shrine, you're gambling on your fortune. It's so intrinsic. And it felt so good. But that Seika there, that song's kind of nice. Seika, from Bochi. A lot of Bochi. How much was lost? Don't worry about it. I could probably figure it out. I mean, it was probably 5,000 yen on gambling.
Sounds right.
Maybe like individually 5,000 potentially. It was hard not to. But the Seika was from a pretty fair arcade machine where it was it's hard to describe, but basically imagine a platform that had these nubs at the end of each one, right? So it like there'd be like, imagine like 10 piano keys in a row that are really long, thin, and plastic, and then at the front of them, like facing you, the player of the arcade game, there'd be like a nub at the end of them, and in the middle of the nub, it would be like a rounded notch. And the idea is that an arm is going to cross your line of sight, and you want to stop the arm so that it lands perfectly in the middle of the indent in the middle of the notch, so that it keeps grip, so that it drops the platform, so that the figure on top of the platform, or the plushie in this case, drops down. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it has a name of what kind of machine it is. I managed to get this, and it drops down, and she doesn't fall out. So we call someone, one of the brothers, as Maddie and Spencer would call them. If they were a female worker, they'd be one of the sisters working. If they were one of the males, they'd be one of the brothers. And luckily, he sees that I have completed the game. I have fulfilled the conditions. He opens the machine and he hands it to me, right? He congratulates me and stuff, and we move on. So that's pretty cool. A lot of resetting, a lot of calling people over to reset and stuff. This is pretty fun. It's nice. Everyone in a good mood. Everyone just out and about too. Good God, everyone's just fucking hanging out somewhere. Kind of cool. Moving on though. Yeah. So this was in the mall. There was a condom store. And, they just had this illustration outside. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the clown. Fool's pretty good. The Invisible Man.
Yeah, the Invisible Man's funny.
I think the better ones are down here. Yeah. Wait, was the first time or in the last one? Yeah, the beginner. It's just a bunch torn on each other. Illustrator, Invisible Man, Orly, the pilot, the pessimist. Oh my God, the Seven Dwarves. I don't think I saw that one.
The Seven Dwarves, dude.
I like how the Scotsman's backwards for some reason.
Yeah, a couple of them are. Like, the artist is also backwards.
God, the victim. Yeah, so that was pretty funny. And then we walk outside in Shibuya. And we're like, no fucking way.
Oh, do you also have the picture of what was inside of the condom store?
No, I think you took that picture.
Here, I got it.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Let's see. But yeah, so the eyes were like moving around on this thing too. But this was actually a promo for a phone case, and that the whatever the fuck this thing's called, the Jujutsu Kaisen ceiling cube, right?
Yeah.
It would be a case and I think a charger for your AirPods or something like that.
Here you go.
Okay, yeah, let me. Where should I put this? Oh. Yeah, this is what was inside the store. Oh my God, this image is fucking enormous. Hold on. Fit to window, transform. There was a fucking Wonder Bread bag inside, and we just said there ain't no fucking way there's a Wonder Bread bag inside. Why in the condom store, the sex store, would there be a Wonder Bread bag? It could only mean one thing. Kinda.
Like, it could only mean one thing.
Only mean one thing, dude. Oh my God, this thing is huge. I wish there was an easier way in OBS to like scale things. But yeah, it was just fucking like mocking us. But anyway, so we walk outside, and this is pretty exciting because it's the thing where it should be as well. What else did we do? So I think we headed over to Harajuku. Oh, hold on. We ate. I gotta list all the food we ate. So We had Kushikatsu before leaving this place.
The Kushikatsu semen.
The what?
The Kushikatsu semen.
Was that on the menu?
Yeah, it was the big sign in the restaurant.
Oh, really? Amazing. Yeah, Kushikatsu, it's just like fried skewers. It was really good. Pretty much everything I ate that was fried, except for the gyoza we had.
I also sent an image of this.
Fuck, we should have compiled these earlier. Kushikatsu semen. Zeppin oishi. Very nice. It was good. Yeah, it was a nice little snack. We were gonna go have Okonomiyaki later. Yeah, I think we just kind of wandered around more. I'm in a daze at this point. Overwhelmed. Hardest fucking thing I saw the entire time I was there.
It's amazing.
If it was something that where I could actually put it somewhere, I would have bought it. But half of the shit that they were selling in these stores, I don't know where the fuck you're supposed to put it. I asked Maddie and Spencer, where the fuck are you supposed to put it? And they're like, I don't know, your clear backpack? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I look at this and I think it's supposed to go in like a binder, like a folder binder, like.
It's a piece of paper. It's weird. I don't know. Ugh. But it was still like, I fucking, this like physically attacked me when I saw it. It went so hard. Then, let's see. All right, let's talk about Harajuku before I start talking about all this stuff. So, Harajuku has the busiest street I've ever seen in my life. It's kind of cool because it like dips down. It's almost like you're in this little valley. Like a really long half pipe, I guess. And
it's a good way of putting it.
It just had like unending bizarre stores, a bunch of people dressed crazy. Let me think. What else? What else? It's hard to describe because it really is just, we were walking so fucking slow down this one street, just kind of looking at a bit of everything. There's like, for some reason, Tommy forgot to warn me about this before we got there, but there's just gonna be like American black dudes trying to sell you sports stuff there. I don't know. Like, hey, that store up there, do you like American sports? You go up there and it's like, okay, thanks, man. I'm good. I'm not here for that. There was one, like, it's just clothing stores. It's all it is. Do I get to see a real Gyaru? I'm getting there. And I feel like I'm missing something about Harajuku. Maybe there's not much to say, apart from the fact that it was just kind of like... Oh, I know what I want to say. For the first couple of days, it really just felt like I was at an amusement park. Especially when I got to Harajuku, and it's like bizarre novelty stores, bizarre clothing stores, gigantic rainbow cotton candy, crepes lining the road.
Harajuku to me is that there's all the street food, but
Yeah.
it's like it's the most crowded street in the world.
Yeah,
So it's like you're you're not feasibly eating this on the
No.
go.
no, we came back and got crepes
And it's
later
like
on
giant
there,
street food
but
too, where it's like here's a foot-long potato on a stick.
yes, yes, the fucking like potato skewers that where they like spiral it out and put it on a stick, and apparently it's okay. But yeah, like it was cool to see everything, just because it's like it's just this amusement park like culture shock crash course kind of thing that we were running into. We then go to a make your own Okonomiyaki place that apparently hates foreigners, as we determined.
That's just my theory.
I don't know, man. Started talking in Japanese and they let us in. It's just how it went.
Yeah, I say this because the girls and I have historically had a hard time getting into this place. Like, we tried to go with my dad, and like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, right? The place is empty, and they're like, "Oh, we can't let anybody in. We're booked." It's like, okay, but then like we call and make a reservation, and they're like, "Yeah, you're good." It's like, okay.
It was a bit this would be the start of my incredibly intense meals in Japan. I'm fighting for my fucking life. I can't use chopsticks, and I had to cook the fucking thing myself. Now they give you instructions that we did not adhere to too well, but I'm kind of just sitting here in front of this burner with oil smoke crashing into my eyes as I have been sweating nonstop. I'm a little tired, and I'm now having to cook this meal over this hot grill for this food that was pretty good. Wasn't great. Pretty good. Definitely might have been a better, like, have someone make it for me. I might have liked it more kind of thing. But still, worth the experience. Then we're on our way out, and I think we run into another, like, anime store, video games, figure store. There's a lot of, like, nondescript just figure stores that'll just have a whole bunch of stuff, right? Where it's like, yeah. This one in particular that we walked into did have some, like, pretty unique things in it, where it would be like, here are some unique, like, Transformers, or, unique robots of some kind, or here's a Batman kind of thing. But then we go upstairs, and there's this Monster Hunter, whatever anniversary, 20th anniversary, exhibit. It's very bare bones, but it was really cool because they had all these really nice models of the monsters laid out on these stands. With the first one here being Kezu. Most of these you couldn't get for sale except for, I think, the Malzeno. The Malzeno you would be, like, everywhere. But, like, I never saw the Kezu for sale. Look at this magnificent son of a bitch. And these things would be, like, you know, $300 or something like that. $200, $300 to get them. This is the best picture I took.
So hunky.
Yeah. Ooh, that Malzeno's nice. Hate this fucker. Oh, he looks so good. Gold's so fucking nice, dude. They even had a Mizutsune. Hell, I think this is the fucking, like, exploding bubble Mizutsune from Rise. I think these are all meant to be Rise. I guess well, never mind. Devil Joe's not in Rise. No, it was the Valstrax that was for sale everywhere. Lot of Valstrax for sale. It's pretty good.
It was also kind of weird for us because there's, like, in the rando monster boxes.
Yeah, so in the background there, you can see the if you see my mouse, these things that would be in front of the Elatrion. These are the blind boxes. Very exciting blind boxes. Go on.
I was just gonna say, because, like, one had the Crimson Glow Valstrax that we're familiar with, and then we're like, wait a minute, what's this other Valstrax? And it's like, oh, it's just Valstrax.
Wait, he's just silver. What the fuck? Yeah, the blind boxes were... We got, like, volume, like, what, 23 and 25 or something like that?
Oh, I don't know, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But they still had, like, volume 1 and 2 sitting around. But, like, where the other 20 were, I have no idea. Got FOMO'd on it, I guess. But I think like the blind box I got, obviously I got the gold Raytheon out of it, but it also had silver Rathalos, Malzeno, Gyasmagorm, a couple of others, but like it's a fun idea. It's all gambling, dude. Got like there was an entire store when we went to the Odaiba decks that was just a blind box store. It could have been anything. Like imagine if Walmart was reduced into a random box. That's what the store was.
Like you could have got an anime figure or a bicycle.
Yeah,
potentially out of a box. You could have got an air fryer.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see any Gigantor figure or wall art? No. Not a ton of Square Enix stuff, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know which.
I mean, we did see like Cactars at Square Enix stores, but not like anything
That's true.
Specific.
Yeah. Like I said, the video game stuff was like few and far between. And it was kind of like patchy even then, where like we did find Star Rail stuff eventually. And we'll get there, but it was like oddly specific Star Rail things. What do we got next? Boo. Actually, this is probably the coolest one because if you look at the bottom, he's standing on his shedded skin. Kind of awesome. Here's Tachikawa.
The greatest place on earth.
Tommy, I need to use the bathroom, unfortunately. Take over for a second while you talk about one of the most idyllic locations ever.
Yeah, the greatest place on earth, Tachikawa, Japan. So, my sisters are residing in Hino City. Or Hino-shi, as you would say it. And this is the city that has, like, the main train station hub that's going to be located outside of Tokyo that they're going to be connecting through every day if they're going to get into Tokyo. One of my sisters actually connects through it every day for work, but the other one is actually heading the other direction, so more west, I suppose. And obviously this is just a little corner of it. But me personally, I fucking love overpasses in general. I get really excited every time I see an overpass. It's like just something about them's cool. And this entire like city's like has this big overpass in the center of it, wherever the train station is, and it like goes through the train station, it comes out the other side to more overpass. Great. Tachikawa also has this like gigantic park. Like it would take you like an hour to walk across the park. It's fucking ginormous. It's insane. It has like everything you could realistically want. Like it's got malls, it's got a McDonald's, but like no, like there's just a giant arcade here. There's anime figure stores, secondhand stores. There's an anime. Although we need to go to this one here. Pretty much every kind of restaurant you could think of is here, all within like half a mile from the center. There's red light district here. There's it looks like Times Square is the other thing. So the entire thing looks like it's Times Square, even though it's just like this tiny city outside of Tokyo, right? And it's like it'd be one of the coolest places to live in the world, and it's like the tiny city outside of Tokyo. But like having not been to too many of these, like I suppose you could say connecting cities, I do have a hard time imagining that there were many that are better than this, having like been through a couple but not like stayed there or anything, right? But like Tachikawa was pretty cool. There's also a certain magical index pachinko parlor there, which is funny. Not that we ever went inside because pachinko parlors are inhospitable to human life. But it's fun to see. It's like, yeah, that's funny. There's what else? Tachikawa. my phone really quick. Oh yeah, there's the Mega Don Quixote. 6 floors of anything you could possibly imagine. I describe it as Japanese Walmart, but that kind of puts it to shame. Still trying to figure out why the Don Quixote mascot is a penguin with a Santa hat. Because it's like, you think it'd be a donkey. Or like a knight, or a windmill. Yeah, it's a penguin with a Santa hat. That might be a blue eagle, like how King Dedede is a blue eagle and not a penguin. Yeah, much to consider. Let's see. But the other thing is like it's like yeah, Yakuza graphics. It definitely looks like Yakuza graphics. Yeah, the inside of Tachikawa Station is also just like nutty because it's this. It's just this like swarm of people, and it's a lot of people. It's like, wow, that's a lot of people. But it's also like it's never like too many people because they're all just on the move, right? The other funny thing is that like I feel like 90% of like people in that station are in theory getting on the train going to Tokyo, which would be like, you know, platform 3 Chuo line, right? It's like the classic 3 or 4, the special rapid express to Tokyo that's going to take you through Shinjuku, right? So the general maneuver out of Tachikawa. And it's still wild seeing like people just not going that way necessarily, right? That's just like people are doing all sorts of things, right? Even though it's like 90% of the time that we're there, we're going through that route. Yeah, the Mega Don Quixote. You know, Tachikawa here had it's just a giant Warhammer store. There's a couple of those. Like I think I've seen like 3 or 4 just big whole ass Warhammer stores in Tokyo. It's weird to see because I've never seen a dedicated Warhammer store in America. Like you can go to like, you know, a generalist nerd stuff, you know, that's gonna have like card games and D&D stuff that'll probably have Warhammer stuff there, but like nothing that's like a dedicated Warhammer store though. It is pretty weird to see. Yeah, but Don Quixote, you can get a pet cat there. It's like you can get anything there. The maid cafe there too. You know, for Christmas, my sisters got me and my dad Tachikawa City shirts. That was really fun. Let's see. Look at my phone. Back.
Alright, what I miss?
Tachikawa.
Okay, cool. my fucking... I started talking about Japan and my body's like, I reject this mortal coil, I'm giving you dysentery right now.
It's fair. It's fair.
Fair, right?
Oh, I suppose another nice thing with Tachikawa is that like...
I got here's a better shot.
Yeah, so like last year, you know, like when I flew in with my pop, like we got in at night, and like after like, you know, a whole day of traveling and 2 hours on trains, like we finally arrive here, and it's just like the surreal experience of being like, I know I'm not in the center of Tokyo right now. Why does everything look insane? It's like one of the best like looking parts of the city too.
Yeah, I this is definitely pretty special. Damn, I didn't get a shot of the PR Prego, whatever the fuck it was called. P Prego Pachinko.
There we go.
Yeah, there's that always had a certain magical index stuff on it.
Mm.
Yeah, Tachikawa is pretty awesome.
I think the capsule machine's not real.
So this was the end of the first night. Yeah, we didn't see anything like that. We were looking though. So that was the end of the first night. So the second day, you all might recognize this place from a game by this company called Atlas, called Persona 5. There's a park in it. And this was taken from the spot where the characters hang out. Not on purpose. We actually just kind of ended up over here. Or maybe Spencer did take us in this direction on purpose. I don't remember. This park was really nice. My favorite part of it was that there were a bunch of like Islander black dudes just partying and being really fucking loud, but they were having a great fucking time, man. It was really cool. And we just kind of chilled here for a bit, but this was not the first thing we did. This was probably the best day. Right, so actually this works out fine. So Tachikawa is the first place we went to on the second day. Specifically, we ventured out of where the pictures were and we went down to a ramen shop, and it was just kind of this like long street with just like shops. But then the cool thing was there would be these staircases around a lot of the shops on the side, like these big staircases where if you went up them you would go to another like this like terrace level behind them, where there would just be more fucking places to hang out. There's just benches and trees and whatever everywhere. Like there was this water staircase for kids to play in. And it was just like, everyone was just having a great time. Once again, it was just an amusement park. We had really good ramen. At this point. But it wasn't the ramen I was looking for. It would be the next day that we would have the ramen that I was looking for. And it was probably the best ramen. It's the best ramen I've ever had. Also, our weather was like mostly around 75 degrees. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. There was one day that it was like, you know, in the 60s. So it was really fucking nice. So then we go to Kichijoji after that. And obviously this whole time, I'm like, is this in Persona 5? Have I been here? Was this an SMT? Have I been here? Do I know what this is? And it's hard to remember these things without like actually knowing where they are in real life or like what they really look like. At least for me. I'm sure plenty of people would be able to immediately be like, oh yes, I remember Kichijoji perfectly. But while we're walking around, it's like, oh yeah, there's the covered streets over there. I don't quite remember where we were going because I had to make a fucking mad dash to the bathroom at one point, which thankfully, just like tonight on the stream, that's kind of what was happening in Japan for a little bit. Was like, we'd eat, I'd be like, I need to find a fucking bathroom. Nice bathrooms. I don't like the bidet though. I am not a fan of the bidet. I wish I did. But
I only feel clean with the bidet.
I'm hands off with it. I don't know how good it's doing, dude. That's my problem. And then you go to like wipe it afterwards when it's wet, and then the toilet paper dissolves because all the toilet paper in Japan was terrible.
Yeah, because they have bidets.
I'm not walking around with a wet asshole, dude.
You try it with the toilet paper.
That disintegrates! Then I got toilet paper on my asshole, so then I gotta use the bidet again. Listen, man, I got a sandpaper asshole. It's just, like, it's tough, man. Anyway. So we're walking around, and I don't even know what the hell we're doing in Kichijoji. We're looking around. Maddie's voracious appetite kicks in. She's like, I need taiyaki. And I go, all right, let's get some fucking taiyaki. And we get lost at this point because it's really easy to get lost. And suddenly there's a stall that has a massive line that's selling like some form of like meat skewers or something. I'm not quite sure what, But I see the massive line, and I see the crowd, and I see that I'm on under a covered street, and the guy's like yelling, and I go, holy shit, I'm in the place from Persona 5 Royal, where you can only get the thing from the store at a certain time of day, or day of the week, or something like that. I know exactly where I am. If I walk 5 feet down this way and turn right, I'm gonna see a whole fucking line of izakayas, and there it is. So that was kind of cool. In fact, it was really fucking cool. We would then walk down these to find the taiyaki. That was really good. And did we mention the crepes at the end of the first night? Good God, those fucking crepes were good. Oh my fucking God, those crepes are really good, dude. Damn. We kept eating more crepes. We had like 3 more crepes, and they just were never as good as the first one. That first place had it, man. But anyway, so then we went to the park, and we hung out here. And here is where the best part of the trip happened for me, I think. Is when Spencer goes, hey, there's a festival going on nearby in an area called Fuchu. We then go, all right, let's go. Fuck it. Mind you, this entire time, I have had my Hakari and Karane figures with me, because the first thing we actually did this day was go and do a secondhand store in Tachikawa, and I bought them for under 2,000 yen. So they were with me the whole day in a black bag, so I couldn't feel shame, but everyone knew. Not that anyone looks at you anyway. They're good at that. So then we head over, and it's like really dark in the streets, and there's like an average amount of people. We're not quite sure where we're going, but we eventually see the shrine, and we walk in. There's another shot of the park. Whatever, Inokashira Park?
That sounds right.
Inokashira, yeah. And not a ton of people on the outside. We walk into like the shrine area. Oh, here's Kichijoji. This was on the way out. Just like my Persona 5, dude. Look at it. Once again, it's just unending stores, just non-fucking stop. And karaoke. That red over there, karaoke, is over there on the right. Okay, so then we go to the festival, and we walk in where the prayer shrine was for this shrine. There's a good amount of people. Not like a ton, but quite a few. Those who were gonna go pray. Then we turn around. And, the reason I don't have more pictures is because, obviously, we're in these pictures for the most part. Like, you see the girls, you see Tommy, you see me. And I don't want to disclose that completely. Even if it would just be the back of their heads or something, right? But we turn around, and on the opposite side of where the shrine was, the prayer shrine was, is this giant wooden door. And when you look through it, it is like we were back in Harajuku or Shibuya. And it is just a fucking flood of people and a trillion fucking stalls. All of which are just like repeats of the same kind of thing. But because there's so many fucking people, they have to have multiple ones. Where it's just like every 6 yakisoba stand. That's just how it has to go. And it's mostly young adults there. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what got popular for the young adult nightlife there, man. But the light goth trend hit these girls, and I'm fucking burning up here, dude. I'm like, there's no way I am at a fucking Japanese festival right now with an unending sea of goth baddies. Of Japanese goth baddies. What's funnier, though, is that most of these oh, wait, let me move forward. Most of the fucking, stands are run by white dudes. Like, nerdy white dudes. that just speak English, just like, you know, beard, glasses, short hair, and they got the red Hakama on. It was just something really fucking funny about it. But anyway, so we walk to the end of this long line of stalls. It takes forever. And we just happen to end up in the spot where the parade's happening, where they stop and, like, face you. To which we stood here for about 30 minutes, just watching these guys go by. All of these are like wood carved. They're all being carried or are on wheels, so they're getting pushed. This first one here in particular, you know, he did the whole dance and he shot like confetti out of his hands. It was super fucking cool. We slowly got closer and closer. Like these guys up front, they would like clap the mouth of the puppet they were puppeteering. We got the fucking clown dudes. They're all just like flailing around doing like specific hand movements. And all of the floats are like immaculate. They all had a band in them, and then there were just a bunch of other dudes, and we were wondering if there was a competition because there were a lot of the same. Like for like this particular guy up on top here, there would be like 5 more floats that had this guy on it with like the demon dogs or the dragons or whatever, right? But he was special because he had the confetti and he was on top of the float. So it was like, ooh, we were like, I think there was like, it seemed there might've been like judges up watching it or something, and all the different communities that were walking with the float had a different like pattern to their hakama or whatever they were wearing. So it was really neat. It was unending. Like, we couldn't stand here forever. Love these fucking guys, though. Okay. So, I then turn around when we're about to leave because Maddie needs her 8th potato of the day. She was so hungry. She was beating my appetite. That was the weird thing about Japan. It defeated my appetite. Usually I can eat for fucking ever. I was tapping out on like most of the meals. Which is unheard of for me. But I turn around and we're going to leave to go check out the other 400 stalls that were not on the main street. And there's just like a 6'2" white dude standing there wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt with his head dressed up like Choso from Jujutsu Kaisen. So now I'm like, man, this place has got everything. Just, this has brought in everyone you can imagine. We're wandering around, more goth baddies, yada yada. Everyone's having a good time. We didn't do any of the game stalls, even though we probably could have. I don't know what we would have done. Like maybe one of the shooting games or something would have been fun. Mm-hmm. But we were just kind of enjoying it. And then we're on the way out. And I swear to God, I promise you all, Tommy as my witness, and the girls as my witness too, I walked by 2 Gyarus. I mean, like, fucking 2 generic, what you think a Gyaru looks like Gyarus. I about fainted. I turn around, and I think it was Spencer walking behind me, and I just went, no fucking way. And she went, the Gyarus are about. I really, like, there was just something to this festival on, like, the second day of being in Japan that really did it for me for, like, seeing it, right? Feeling Japan, as we keep joking about, because, the students in the girls' classes will often use feel in place of, like, another verb that, instead of experience, they want to feel it. Right? So it was like, are you feeling Japan? And it's like, man, I sure am. So then, 3rd day, we have to head to Mecca. It's time for Akihabara. And we go there on a day where the streets are closed to traffic, meaning we just get to walk around. I don't think there was anything of crazy note here apart from the fact that it's like, yeah, we're gonna go walk into a 9-story building of just anime. Well, we had ramen first, is what we did. And it was the best ramen I'd ever had in my life. I was looking for that nice, like, kind of like beige, frothy broth. What I wanted. Uh-oh. My internet go out? We good?
I still hear you.
I think my internet went out for like half a second. Y'all there?
We seem to be good.
Okay. That was weird. Minor hiccup. Anyway, good ramen. Then, like I said, we found the Karaoke. Did you buy anything? Because you were on a hunt for your Demon Slayer collection, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Did you find them here?
Yeah, there was a Kanroji here. I failed to pick up.
Really?
I did get the Tengen there though.
Okay. Yeah, for that.
Yeah, there's the place that was like cash only, and I didn't have any cash on me at the time.
Oh, I don't know. I might have been able to cover you. If those who don't know, Tommy has in front of his TV stand, or at the edge of his TV stand, he has collected. Is attempting to collect the complete set of the main Demon Slayer cast, like eating rice balls. So, and they like specifically fit where they're sitting at the edge of something. So that's what. So you got 2 though. You got 2 you were missing.
Yeah,
right?
I picked up Tengen and I picked up Zenitsu.
Zenitsu, right?
Now I just need Kanroji and I need Rengoku.
Right. Of which you saw all 4 of them and managed to get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Rengoku.
Yeah, I saw the Rengoku in the gacha store. That the guy was like, "You have to win it in a capsule," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, not fucking doing that. Not doing that. But there was something cool about one of the stores we went into in Akihabara, where people would like put their figures on display in a personalized case. Let me see. That's not it. However, this is the best like One Piece figure I've ever seen. So fucking it's so expensive.
Is it expensive?
However, you only need every One Piece figure or the one best one. God, he's got the lightning bolt too. Fuck, dude. I didn't even see the lightning bolt the first time I looked at it. That Marco. We don't talk about One Piece too much on this channel, do we? Big One Piece boys, Tommy and I. Love that One Piece. But you can put your figures on display in like a certain style, and you could kind of see like the taste that people have, right? And there were fun ones. I might have one in here. Let me see. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. I wish this picture took better, but it felt right to take a picture of the Queen of Akihabara in Akihabara. Shit's a little expensive though. At 99,000 yen, but I mean, come on, like, are you an otaku or what? Like, I'm not, because I don't own this figure. I'm a fucking poser, but it would be in cases like this where it would have like the green background, and I was looking for one that would have, you know, like which ones like catered to my taste, and you could buy the figures out of them too, which is cool. Like specifically those figures because it was a secondhand store. Lot of what we see a bunch of. What do you think here?
There was a lot of Gotobun.
Oh my god! Oh fucking yeah. Okay. Quintessential quintuplets. Gotobu no Hananome, something like that. That shit's still really popular. Lot of that, ton of that. Because it's also because it's a lot of what?
Oshinoko.
tons of Oshinoko, with minus Akane from Oshinoko, despite Akane being the most interesting character in that show. When Akane's on screen, it's fun. Every other time, when Kana's on screen, not so much. I haven't read it in a minute. I don't know what the fuck's happening in Oshinoko. But, a lot of fucking Oshinoko. In the... lot of One Piece collections in the, like, custom cases. A lot of Jujutsu Kaisen, as you might imagine. Not as much, actually, as I figured. Good amount of Dark Souls here and there. A lot of Gundam, as you might imagine. Yeah, a lot of quintuplets. There was one really good case that was almost perfect that had a lot of stuff that I liked in it, where it was like some Idolmaster. It had Taiga from Toradora, had Kaguya from Love is War. But then in the back, it had that bitch from Rent a Girlfriend, and I was just like, dude. Really? Come on, man. You know the manga has like 400 chapters.
That's a lot. That's a lot of chapters.
That's a lot of chapters for a manga about a guy who gets off on a girl dating another dude. If that's what it's even actually about. I don't know, man.
I don't think that's what it's about.
I think that's what it's about!
No, I think that just happened like one time.
No, I think the whole thing is that he doesn't want to date her, but wants to support her dating other guys. Because she's a rent-a-girlfriend.
I think it's about them dating, but with money involved. I don't think there's other guys in the series. I've never seen it.
I think there's like the notion of other men though, dude. I'm pretty sure he like, I don't know. If anyone, I don't want to out anyone for having read Rent a Girlfriend. If anyone happens to know and is willing to maybe come under prosecution and scrutiny for experiencing such a pathetic piece of media. But anyway, there was some really cool stuff in these cases. I think I slightly regret not buying a bunny girl Kaguya while I was there. Because while I hate Oshinoko, love? Nah. I'm not sure how to feel about Oshinoko. I'm not sure Oshinoko knows how to feel about Oshinoko. Despite that, and despite the weaker aspect of Love is War being its ending, I still love Kaguya. So then I ran into this in another store. Where it is a Persona 3 clock that every hour it will play a song from the game, and at midnight it's going to play Kimi no Kyoku. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. It's so fucking hard for me to spend money. And I should have done it with my powerful dollar. But I couldn't do it. My other regrettable non-purchase was, I didn't buy any HoloLive stuff while I was there. And there was a lot of HoloLive stuff. And I'm not a huge HoloLive guy, but I owe them a little bit. I probably wouldn't have started streaming if it wasn't for watching a bunch of them during COVID. And there was one really hilarious Peach? Am I even trying to have a spoonerism? Piece of merchandise, where it was a cast iron pan. I think it was cast iron. I don't know. It looked cast iron. It was pretty heavy, so it was probably cast iron. A cast iron pan with marine on it. We would go back to Akihabara on the 5th day, and it wasn't there. Otherwise, I would have bought it. Kind of sucks. Oh, yes. So we were on the lookout for Star Rail stuff, as you can imagine. the red stickers on Stell, Sparkle, Aventurine, Black Swan, and Acheron means the pillow, it's like a half-length, it's not even like a body pillow, it was like a regular pillow, I guess. It was a pillow you could get in a arcade machine.
Yeah, like a large throw pillow, I suppose would be the way to describe it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it was probably about the size of an actual pillow. It was just like more rectangular, right? Probably really shitty quality. It was like super thin and stuff too, but it was a pillow. But as you can see, all the ones that we would have really wanted were sold out. I tried to get a Himeko. Didn't happen. We found Fatalis. We were like, in the other exhibit, we were like, where the fuck's Fatalis? They had him here in Akihabara. Where the fuck is this?
This is back in Tachikawa.
This is back in Tachikawa. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. What else should we have in Akihabara? Right, so we had a good ramen in Akihabara. Then we went and ate at a place called Coco Curry later that night. I didn't like it. Probably one of the few things that I had that was not very good, I don't think. Yeah, then day 4, we took it a little easy. Went to Takahata Fudo and Tama Center. And Tama Center is the birthplace of Hello Kitty. It was kind of nice. Went to a bakery in the morning and just had pretty nice sweets. And we're at the shrine here. God, it's so nice. Like, it's absurdly nice. We were here at the shrine while waiting for our karaoke slot to fill or open up. We went to karaoke. It was kind of fun. A little stressful. Not used to it. Blew up my fucking diaphragm with the first song I sang being Eyes on Me by Faye Wong, as featured in Final Fantasy VIII. One of the only songs I actually know the lyrics to. And even then I fucked it up. Tommy sang a bunch of shit, and God, power to you, man. You fucking tried. You said fuck it. Tommy singing karaoke is exactly what you think it sounds like. But that's what karaoke's all about. And then, you know, the girls are fucking showing off the whole time. Because they actually know how to sing. And play instruments and all that shit. The karaoke was cool. What else did I sing? I sang some My Chemical Romance. And Drive by Incubus. That song had been stuck in my head for a week leading up to this. What did you sing? You got Colors... Head Shalla. I think you threw a Queen song in there, a Beatles song. Pretty like good spread for what you'd want to do at karaoke. This was at the dollar store. We were on the lookout for some mumbo jumbo. Life needs joy. Put on a smile. Enjoy one's life. A heaven in a wildflower. To see a world in a grain of sand, eternity in an hour. I didn't buy this. Once again, I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. Like, you're bringing it to the store so you could buy shit, right? So you could put your groceries in it. That's funny. Then Tommy and I had our first day alone where we did not speak to each other. We went to a couple of places. You all know this place. I know this place. Through that door right there, this gate right here. One of the riders is going to suck you into oblivion and kill you. Numerous times. Because you're not strong enough to fight him yet. Then you're going to go hang out with some mud people. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not going to go hang out with some mud people. You're gonna walk down that fucking street. You're gonna take a right. And you're gonna see a kid in front of an arcade machine. And the 4 hours of unending pain are gonna happen. So this is Sensoji Temple. I think it also shows up in 5. You meet up with like the Buddha dude. And Sensoji Temple was pretty cool. It had that long I didn't take a picture of it, I should have. I feel like I took way more pictures than I did. I was like, oh, I should take a picture of this, and I just didn't. You know, a long line of gift shops. You can see the start of it. Hell, actually, I think we're at the end of it, now that I'm thinking about it. We're at the end of it here. Because the big temple's actually right there.
Yeah,
so the shops would be in the opposite direction of where these people are walking in through the gate from. So, okay, yeah, the 4 hours of ending pain are behind Tommy and I here. Because we walked in from the side, that's right. However, we happened to get off the train at Ginza Station. We walked in from the side and then had to go back. Unfortunately, it would start raining, and we didn't bring any umbrellas, so that kind of sucked, but... You know, big-ass temple. A lot of tourists here, as you might imagine. A lot of tourists wearing kimonos, trying not to laugh. Was really trying hard not to laugh. But, like, this is just what the surrounding scenery looked like. One of my favorite parts of the trip. Look at these fucking guys. They're perfect. Couldn't feed them. Look. Please do not feed the cart. Oh. They look so feedable. Nice. More pristine pagodas. This is a different pristine pagoda at Sensoji. Nice tree in front of it. Had to take a picture. So then we weren't sure what to do. We wandered around for a bit, bought some souvenirs. I bought something for my mom. We ate something here. What did we eat here? It was like some fried like pork thing, right?
Yeah, it's just like fried like meatball thing.
Yeah, pretty good. They were like, what do we do now? We're staring at our phones forever, and we go.
Yeah, the other issue is that it's raining.
Yeah, it's raining at this point. It's like, there's a like fish exhibit nearby. There's just this like cool, low light, well lit, goldfish exhibit with a bunch of goldfish. These are cool. This is the best part of the exhibit, where they had these like nice square tanks for them. Like the water's like constantly overflowing. Excuse me a moment. Turns out there's a lot of goldfish. This is my favorite picture. Because they're lined up. This guy knew he was hot shit. He knew he was the best looking fish of the bunch. He was swimming around, he was having a great time. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't even call it like tourist trappy or anything like that. It's just, this is just what they do in Japan. They just have exhibits like this pop up places. Because there's a million malls and all of them have an exhibition floor of some kind. So they just do stuff. And you know, this was what, like 2,000 yen? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you go with your family one day, you go on a date. It's a lot of date spots. Like, this was the gayest trip ever, where Tommy and I are just walking around together in all these date spots while it was mostly couples. But hey, whatever. Had to get a picture while it was colored like this. Oh, man. So then we go back to Akihabara. We're sitting around and we're like, we're hungry. All right, Akihabara's nearby because we're over in Ginza. Let's go back and we'll head up Super Potato. Can anyone tell me what's strange about this picture? That's right. Why the fuck is a copy of Fire Emblem for the 43,780 yen?
Can't emulate it. Nintendo will kill you.
We knew this. That's true. Now, it is the PAL version, I believe. Oh, it does say something up here. English screen text. I mean, this is effectively like a $400 copy of this. It's baffling. If anyone watching this in the future can discern why this is the case. We were trying to figure it out. Maybe it was like a glitched copy of some kind that had worth. We don't know. What's that say? It's in German. I don't know, dude. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than Path of Radiance. This is true. Fire Emblem games are a little a little hard to get. That's fair, but I was still a little confused here. Then upstairs they got I guess this is Naked Snake. No.
I think it's just supposed to be Metal Gear Solid Snake. Like how he would appear in Metal Gear. Like this is the that's his outfit on the box art of Metal Gear.
You are probably right. Yeah, 'cause I'm like, oh yeah, it's Big Boss. Wait a minute, who is this?
Although he was a little worse for wear.
Yeah,
his leg was missing.
Dude, no, his legs are there.
Oh, okay.
His gun's missing.
Oh, okay.
He's in the worst fucking spot imaginable. Like, it's so easy to run into him. But yeah, this was the top floor of Super Potato. They had some arcade cabinets and stuff you could play. They had some vending machines and a bench you could sit on. It was pretty cool. I love this wall. This was leading up into the top floor, where it's just a bunch of like magazine covers promoting games from the 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, Super Potato is a super cool store. That was the end of the 5th day. We eat anything else worth noting here? Not really. We went back and had that ramen. It was so good. But then at the end of the 5th day, we get back. We're chilling out. And, I go... I think I'm getting sick because I haven't been wearing a mask this entire time and I've been on public transit touching the rails and not washing my hands enough because I'm a fucking idiot. So, for the rest of the trip, I was sick, really cold. This did not impede me in the least because I would be doing the hardest stuff from here on. Oh yeah, I think this is a Raito game. I'd never seen this box art before. Like, it says Raito, and it says Abaddon on it, but I don't know what particular skew of a Raito Kuzunoha game has Demi-Fiend is in it as a boss, or whatever. I only know Demi-Fiend as a super boss in DDS and 5, so... That's the combo pack of Nocturne and Raito 2.
Makes sense.
Cool. Makes sense. Pretty fucking awesome box art though, because it's just Demi-Fiend grabbing a sword with his fucking hand. So yeah, this was pretty cool. This was in the Akihabara train station.
Yep.
And this is a fun illustration. So this was for Kata. I forget. I have it in the other picture. I have what it is, but you know, you all know what this is. Katawaka wada Vinahabara. But it's funny looking at this image because every time I glance back at it, I realized there were more characters I recognized. At first, it's like, hey, it's Yotsuba. Nice, cool. Look away. Oh, hey, it's the rail guy.
No.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's Kirito, the guy who looks like Kirito. And then you look back and it's like, oh shit, Taiga. Hell yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Look. Oh, it's this guy. I know him.
Wow.
Oh, I know her. Oh yeah. Oh, Shakugan no shot. Is that Arkwide? I'm like, wait a minute.
Yo, it's the woman version of Oneko.
Yeah. Yo, it's the vending machine from the vending machine isekai. It's Misaka again. I don't know who this is. These are the gay chicks?
They're all like gay chicks.
I think these two are gay. Oh my god, it's the girl from Nagino Azakara. Oh my god, it's the girl from Azumanga Daioh. I was like, oh man. Katakawa? I think it was Katakawa. Yeah. Who's this girl? The white hair. She looks familiar.
That's the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's human form.
Oh. Hot.
That's the priestess with white hair, whatever the card's called.
This looks familiar here too, these two. Anyway, so that was cool. And then on the 6th day, to my surprise, I am not feeling too great though. We were like, alright. Oh, so Maddie had off today. So it was Maddie, Tommy, and I. And it's gyoza time. Which apparently their place to get fucking gyoza is in Shinjuku. But I didn't know it was in Kabukicho. And I didn't bring my Kiryu outfit, unfortunately. But I fucking could have. Oh, I didn't realize this was a Don Quixote right here. We would go into a different Don Quixote later that day, I think. I don't know if it was that night or not. We got to go to Kabukicho. And Godzilla's there. And there's the Millennium Tower. No helicopters for some reason. Kind of weird. But we had gyoza here. And I ordered 3 honey mustard gyoza, 3 karaage, and 3 like fried. And the only good ones were the honey mustard. But that's how it goes. Yeah, not everything's gonna be is gonna be great. And then we walked around Kabukicho, and it was like, it was funny because we were heading to the batting cages, and I'm like, okay, well, just follow me. Let's just go see if there's batting cages over in this particular spot. And no, there weren't. So we had to go somewhere else for the batting cages. But before that, just more pictures of the other side. You can actually see the like side entrance over there. I didn't realize how close Kabukicho was to Shinjuku Station. Like, it was like right around the corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it is Shinjuku.
It is Shinjuku apparently.
Yeah.
Didn't realize this. Oh, and you know, we out of the station, we got to see the 3D billboard with the optical illusion with the cat and stuff, or whatever it happened to be. So this was really cool. Had to take a picture of this particular lot because every time in Yakuza, it's something different. But there's an arcade like right over there, of course. Oh, I just remember there's something about Akihabara that I forgot to mention. Akihabara is the most soul-crushing location I've ever been to in my life. Because the streets are lined with the shells of girls in maid outfits trying to sell you on their cafe, and nobody is looking at them. There were so many of them. I'm talking like they were 5 feet apart from each other, bordering the street. Unending. And to get to my anime stores, I had to walk over the corpses of all of them, and it just broke my my little weeaboo heart, man. So sad. Like, made eye contact for 2 seconds, and I about threw up. I felt so bad that I was not about to go suffer inside of her cafe. Some looked really miserable, some looked really happy. But it was just like anyone that had to stand outside somewhere and like sell something with a sign, I'm like, this sucks. No one wants to do this. Anyway. So then we actually walk inside this building we're looking at here, which is the Tokyo Kabukicho Tower. That's supposed to be Tokyo? Or is that... No, that's an O, and that's a U. Okay. Which is just... I'm expecting it to appear in the next Yakuza game, of course. And, it's pretty cool. Because it's, like, brand new.
Yeah, it opened about a year ago.
I would have had more pictures here, but there were a lot of us, like Tommy and the girls, were in it and stuff. But like, they had this really cool, like food court as soon as you walked in that was just kind of lined like this, right next to the worst sculpture art piece I've ever seen in my life. That really did not match the mood at all. Excuse me. This was supposed to be a piece on how wasteful their rapid development of destroying buildings and making new buildings is. It's meant to be like a vertical slice of a building and the trash left in it from tearing it down while it's inside this incredible pristine building, because you walk up a flight of stairs and you are greeted with the gorgeous neon of an arcade. And you go, damn, they should destroy more buildings and make more buildings. This arcade was really fucking cool. It just looked cool as fuck.
The other funny thing about the sculpture was its like description was just like the more you read, the wilder it got.
Yeah.
Like it's talking about the destruction of buildings, and then like it turns into like this wild government conspiracy about like how like 10 people.
Oh yeah, the suicides.
It's like,
oh
huh?
yeah,
what?
Yes, that's right.
Like 10 people jumped to their deaths within within 100 yards of each other in the same month. It was like,
yeah, like it was around a particular building that was destroyed, and this was like the stuff taken from it and put on an art display in this new pristine, cool, radical building, and we were like,
there were more weird things in that description too.
I should have taken a picture of it. Fuck. Yeah, this arcade was pretty cool. It had a lot of like big UFO catchers. It had the gacha wall.
It had a couple like One Piece things. Like there was this like a giant One Piece gacha game that was kind of weird to look at.
Yeah, it was on the opposite side of this. So like if you walked in a straight line through this, you'd run into it.
Was it the big wheel?
It was the big wheel, and it was
it
was like a virtual interface. Yeah, what exactly did it operate like? Wish I had a picture.
So
of it. Fuck.
I have a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna look to see if I did. But yeah, you kind of like were on rails going down a hallway, and you would like turn it left or right to. I don't remember what would pop up for you to make the decision between two things, but you'd choose between two things. You'd get to the end, and then it would tell you which character you got from the gacha. Then they would pop out,
Okay.
and I ended up getting Luffy, which was sick.
You can't go wrong with him.
Yeah. But yeah, then they come in like little gum fruit capsules that you can put them in.
Here you go. Yeah, like just weird fucking cabinets like this. Yeah. So everything was like gigantic in this one. Oh, my favorite One Piece thing that we kept seeing was they would have like some of the arcade machines would have like the devil fruits themselves. And one of them was just Rob Lucci's fruit that we had never seen before. And we're just like, it just has to be his. But it didn't look like other devil fruit. Because typically devil fruit has like a certain style to it. And you're like, oh yeah, like that's like a devil fruit. It's got like the swirls on it or something. It was just like an apple with leopard print on it. Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, also that's been his style of the time. A lot of the new fruits look like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, if you look at like what kids fruit
this
looks
is
like,
funny.
it's got like a fucking like brew with a lightning bolt in it.
Okay. Yes. This was just funny to read because we were like, TERFs? TERFs, kids, woman, and man, what? This is immediately followed by the funniest store ever.
It's Demo D.
It's Demo D. Miss that guy. Y'all ever watch Demo D's videos? Dude, it's Demo D. They cannot get the apostrophe right. It's not happening. Like that particle of punctuation's not happening in Japan. They can't do it. It's Demo D. Here's a Don Quixote. Imagine this ad infinitum for like 9 floors.
With Don 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 Donkey playing in your ears the entire time.
I don't think I heard that.
Oh,
I think the Karaoke no Basque opening was playing where we were.
It does cycle a little bit, but
Yeah.
they play the theme pretty often.
Yeah, the stores have themes. Like we went to the Daiso, which is like the dollar store there, and it just had its own theme. It was nice.
Yeah, like
Something to it.
the local grocery store my sister's shop at has a theme song that would play while you're in there.
Yeah, everywhere has to have a theme.
They care. It's like everything just had this degree of like care put into it, or like soul. There was like personality to everything, which was really cool. Let me see. Did I forget anything? Shinjuku Kabukicho.
We also played Mario Kart at that Kabukicho building.
Yeah, which was pretty fun. Then we went to batting cages because I wanted to do batting cages. Batting cages are really fucking fun.
I have a picture of the gyoza from that gyoza place too, if you just to show what it was like.
Sure.
I'm surprised you only liked the honey mustard ones.
The other ones are terrible.
I
Died.
thought they were both great.
They were fucking awful. They had no flavor at all. So here's just like... I'll have a little bit more food pictures later. Actually coming up, I think. Where is the fucking fit? Yeah. This is just what it looked like. You go to a restaurant, you're just gonna have plates like this. Just shit scattered about. Pretty nice. Moving on, though. Forgetting anything important. It's day 6. Yeah, do batting cages if you can. Batting cages are fun. Oh, yeah. Then we got some boba. It was all right because I was sick. I'm like, I'd go for some boba. That might be nice in my throat. But then, oh yes, we go to an Indian restaurant. No, that's the next night. We got. I would get mango lassies at the Indian restaurant also, but this is the fluffy pancake restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes.
How were the fluffy pancakes?
I'll show you in just a second how good they look.
Because that was something that I
This-
didn't get to have.
This right
Well, I
here
mean,
is a
they're like- it's
600
like top
calorie
5
drink.
for me.
What'd you say?
But I was just saying the fluffy pancakes probably like top 5 like food in general.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. So this is a mango lassi. It's an Indian drink of origin, I believe. I think. It's quite popular. It's about, I think I looked up, it was like 400, 500, 600 calories, something like that. Once again, Greek gods wish they could drink this. It is fucking amazing. It is just pure comfort and sweet and soft and everything you could think of that is just comfort is this drink. Then the pancakes come out. Oh my god. These are creme brulee pancakes. It's that's Tommy in Spencer's arms in the background. You can figure out who's who. So they give you the whipped cream on the side, a little thing of ice cream as well, and then of course the syrup. It's as good as it looks. There's not much to say except, hey, go to this. Was this in Tachikawa? Where was this?
This was in Tachikawa.
This is in Tachikawa.
This was the French Toast Factory,
The French Toast Factory.
in which we got pancakes.
I think Maddie got French toast.
Yeah, she got all.
It looked really fucking good. That French toast looked really fucking good. But I was like, I need pancakes. I need them. Yeah. So this was as fucking good as it looks, and I'm getting depressed just looking at it.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Like, get in there. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, they blowtorched that bitch.
It takes like 20 minutes to make these, by the way. So it's like most of the time, like food comes out like instantly.
3 minutes.
It's just, like,
You sit
yeah,
down,
like, they got
3
that-
minutes later, food's in front of you.
because that's the lifestyle. Like you're on your lunchtime rush. You gotta go, right?
Yeah.
You don't have an hour to eat anywhere.
Yes.
But
Here,
it's understood that it's gonna take like 20 minutes to make these pancakes, but it's like they're amazing.
so glad I got a new phone before this. Oh. Very nice. So then the next day, Tommy and I, it's just out of order. We went to the Koganai Park Architectural Museum. Still sick. I'm gonna be sick for the rest of the trip. This was probably the day that it was the coldest, which was kind of nice. And this was a really neat place because it was like 500 yen to get in, and it's a bunch of buildings from like the late 1800s, somewhere like from the 1600s, I think. From like the 1600s to the Taisho era, which would be
Yeah,
the 1920s.
Yeah, like there
that
was some
they
like
had.
the
Well,
youngest was like 1950s.
okay, yeah. But they were like lifted from their original location and put here in a park that you could walk around in. So you could actually walk into them with your shoes off. And it was pretty cool. Like, lot of the Japanese buildings were square tatami rooms with sliding doors that all just kind of lead into each other, so it wasn't the most exciting thing to see. But there was the funny thing of it's not do not use, it's out of order, but also don't come in. But if it but you know, if both those signs weren't there, that means it does work. And I guess you could use it. I would not want to be in the hell toilet room. I showed this to my mom and she's like, I couldn't do it either. It's scary.
Some of you have never had to poop in the hell toilet room, and it shows.
Yeah. This one doesn't say out of order. Just do not enter.
So it is a functioning toilet then.
Maybe. But yeah, so this is just what it looked like on the outside. It would just be like, they would just have them like dressed up. They would get the yards accurate also. One of the places was just a fucking gate. Fuck you, I own a gate. Bathhouse. Pretty nice. Art in the bathhouse with the crab samurai and the wood
Crab samurai.
in the stumphead man capturing a monkey. I don't know. So then Friday, the 8th day, in my notes here it says I'm still sick, because I was. This day I was like kind of worried. We're gonna go to Enoshima, which is that island, all that green over there. And we were with Spencer this day, 'cause she had off. And hey, look, it's Fuji. Do I have a picture of the... I thought I had a picture of the other side. Oh well, I don't need to fish it up. But basically there was a water canal here. This area just kind of looked like Florida. You know, a little bit of that going on, minus the mountain island in front of us. We don't got nothing like that. But we went and ate at some like reggae shack, just on this water channel. Really fucking good food. Brought me back to life as I was afraid I was gonna die because we were on the train for like an hour. So here's what happened every day while I was sick. I woke up and I'm like, can't do it. Did it anyway, and was totally fine. So once again, like I said, I'm actually immortal. There's this nice long bridge heading over to the island. Probably like, I don't know, quarter of a mile, half a mile, something like that, maybe. I'm bad at gauging that, but it's this nice walk on over and just see Fuji. And then here's the entrance, where we're gonna walk up this main street. It's gonna be on a hill, and there's gonna be a bunch of staircases and shrines along the way until we hit the top, and then you go down the backside where you're gonna reach the beach. But it's a rock beach. Here's like part of the way up. Here's where you can see like the actual mountain formation. Where we're most of the way up at this point. In fact, I think we probably are at the top. It's not a big mountain. We're getting to the big mountain in a second. Oh, look. It's one of the birds. So there were kites, kite hawks, that were just up in the fucking air, ready to dive down and take your food if you had any, which is pretty cool and equally scary.
Kind of
hard
I've
to
seen
see.
multiple videos of people in Japan like on a beach. They'll go to take a bite out of their sandwich, and a hawk just swoops in between their hand and face and steals their sandwich. It's terrifying.
They know the moment you're. It's like in a fighting game, you know. They counter you. Like you're going in for the move, and they're like, no. You're eating this shit. This was actually in a pretty low part of a tree, where two crows were just amassing food. This is just like trash that they were amassing, which is pretty funny. And then here's the backside of the island, where you just have the Pacific Ocean crashing upon it. So instead of like sand, since this is a mountain island, you just got rock. And it looked really fucking cool and was like really neat to stand on. And it was windy as hell. So fucking windy. Ah, yes. Now for my formal apology to Square Enix. So, turns out, like, apparently, whoever was in charge of lighting went to Enoshima on this day in the future before he made this game. Or after the game would have been made, and then went back in time, because he saw this exact moment. Turns out when you're on an island near the ocean on a really bright day in a cave, leaving that cave will produce such exposure blowout. I never said it wasn't possible, just that it shouldn't happen every time, all right? However, here it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone. Oh, there you go.
The other funny thing about Enoshima is the fact that like the Triforce is everywhere.
It's right. It's a dragon shrine. Did I not have the dragon? There it is. It's one of the caves you can walk in. They hand you a fucking candle. Not that you need it. It's just kind of like fun. There's these like really short caves. You're not like it's tortoise friendly, so you're not like you don't need a. They're not gonna kill you, but you do have to crouch down a little bit. They put a dragon at the end of it, and then you clap and it roars, and you go, wow. This gives you a good idea of just how the island formed, right? You can see the old cave entrances and stuff like that. And I think after the caves, this was us down on the beach. Yeah, so there would just be like holes.
Tide pools.
Yeah, just tide pools that like have been that way for hundreds of years, probably, because it's rock. So they're all little ecosystems of their own. Looks so inviting. Just want to jump right into those holes, man. But man, were there barnacles, and it'd be so furry, and you wouldn't want to touch any of it. Ah. God, it was windy right here. But it was awesome because it was like I'd never been on a beach by the water where it is solid. It is all rock. Oh, look at that foam. Look at all those disgusting barnacles. Ew. This guy was fishing. He wasn't catching anything. We were down there for like 15 minutes. But for God's sake, I just want to fish. This guy was living more than I ever have, truthfully. Wanted to get a nice picture of the waves crashing. And then we went up the Candle, I think it was called?
Candle. Yeah.
Candle. Yeah, so the little observatory. Observation tower. I believe we were closer to Yokohama with how we had to get here. So, like, Tokyo is, like, this stuff in... like along the back of the horizon there. Right. That's yes, Pat. Yes. So
the wind tornado.
Windiest day ever. Spencer's been here numerous times. Tommy had been here once before, maybe even twice, right?
Oh yeah, once before.
I believe it was the windiest you had experienced it.
It was pretty windy.
It was really fucking windy walking up that staircase onto the top. This is us just still inside. It's just amazing. The unending buildings. Like, unbelievable amount of non-stop buildings. Oh, yeah. So here was like the bridge. Yeah, that's probably not. It felt like half a mile, but that's definitely not half a mile at all. Yeah, like we ate like over here or somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the train station's like literally
Can't
like right
quite
here.
see it, but it's around there.
Yeah, it's around here. All the train stations were really nice and all had a different kind of layout and personality to them. It was really neat. Oh, and shout outs to the Shinjuku train station for having actual procedurally generated layouts every time you go to it. That shit's like Tartarus, man. So I'm kind of understanding Memento suddenly. That shit, that wasn't the cognitive world doing that. That's just how it is, man. Shinjuku Station, actual fucking dungeon. Just construction that was lost to time showed up one day in a place we had been to numerous times. Kind of bonkers. Yeah, then here's us at the top, trying not to fall over. My camera really didn't like certain shots of the sky, I noticed. It's a lot of artifacting.
The kites, as in the birds, at this point were also flying up to the top of the tower to try and take things from people.
They couldn't beat the wind, though. Do I have the denim ice cream in here?
I got a photo of it.
I got the denim ice cream in here. So then on the way out, we're like, well, let's try the denim soft serve. It didn't really taste like anything. Maybe I couldn't taste it. Maybe you tasted something a bit more than me because I was sick, so I was kind of losing a bit of...
It tasted kind of like bubblegum in my mind.
You had a little bit of bubblegum. I did taste like a little bit of like... You had mentioned soda, and I'm like, yeah, but it kind of just was like soft serve.
It was ramen flavored.
I could see that.
I was going through my old photos, and I realized there's another thing that's weird here. Another shop was selling white bait flavored gelato.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the thing at Enoshima is that there's like...
that everything was white bait.
Everything's white bait, which I guess is just some kind of fish.
It's like a little fish, yeah.
Oh, people had like the big, like, flat squid chips. People were eating a lot of those.
They were doing like a news report on it.
Yes, there was a news report with the you hear all that. There was the randomizer vending machine.
Oh yes, the randomizer vending machine.
Yeah, I got a peach soda. Spencer and I both randomized the peach soda.
Yeah, I got some like citrus drink.
Yeah, the denim soft serve. It was fine. It was almost like generic ice cream flavor in a weird way. It had a little hint of something to it, but it just was like just nice soft serve. That reminds me, you weren't there because you went into the Uniqlo, but when we were in Harajuku, the girls and I went into the IKEA to buy a ice cream cone that was like 50 yen. And I almost died eating this. Like, straight up, I thought my body was shutting down. I got the worst brain freeze of my life. Because I got a brain freeze, and my, like, diaphragm froze also. And I felt it in my spine, and I'm like, I'm gonna collapse. So, be careful eating the, vegan IKEA ice cream. It tasted really good though, actually. I quite liked it. It almost had like a sherbety texture to it. You could kind of like feel the flakes on it. It was a nice texture.
Might need to let it cool down or warm up though.
Yeah. Oh no. And then here's the best picture I took the entire trip. I will probably frame this. Like, what? You got something better? You gonna beat that? I ain't beating that. I didn't beat that. Fucking sunset on the way out of Enoshima. With the perfect mountain in the background. God, I wanted it to erupt while I was there.
It's even got that shark rock on the left there.
Yeah, the shark rock. Yeah.
And like the little flare.
Yeah, you got the lens flare. You even got some distortion on the sun, the haze, the streaks in the sky. You got the layering of the haze with the mountains. This is good stuff right here. That's good stuff right there. So then, while still sick, because apparently when you hang out with Spencer, you climb mountains. Oh, you know what? We on day 8 after Enoshima, we went back to Saizeria. We needed some Saizeria. Had some hamburger steak. It tasted exactly as it looked and cost. Exactly what I wanted. Then day 9, still sick. We're gonna climb Mount Takao. Here is a picture of Tokyo, and this is pretty cool because you see how flat Tokyo is compared to the rest of it, because I think, like, here you can just see that it's, like, right inside the valley coastline, man. Unending buildings, dude. Non-fucking stop. Yeah, Mount Takao. Not too far from where we were staying, and we took the chairlifts about halfway up, I think, which was the scariest part of the entire thing. I did not feel safe on it, because even though, like, you would probably only fall about like a foot or 2 or 3 to like land on the mesh, the infinite rolling and like hurting yourself while trying to catch yourself is what scared the fuck out of me. Because it was still steep on the way up. But climbed it from there, and I didn't have many problems, thankfully, and it was just kind of nice. It was fucking crowded. And there were no secluded locations. Octopus
yeah, it is kind of
ball.
wild because it's like, you know, like you go to like a fucking nature park here in America, right? You know, whatever local preserve you might have, right? Yeah. And it's like there won't be that many people there. Like obviously, imagine like, you know, Central Park is crowded in New York or whatever, but like, you know, you get out of the city and it's not that crowded anymore, right? Still getting out of the city in Tokyo, like Takao is like pretty like far out of the city for the most part, right? It's like probably like 2 hours from the center of Tokyo on a train, and like it's not in the city in any measurable sense, right?
Yeah, so
it's
we were about like half an hour to 40 minutes from like Shinjuku, from where we were staying. So like, it only took us a bit to get in. We were closer to Cal. Still fucking crowded. Grandma had to climb. All the grannies with their hiking poles and their bowl caps, whatever the fuck they were called. Those people knew how to climb, man. We were on the way out. It was nearing sunset. People were just going up like the hardest trail. Now we were having trouble even going down. But yeah, then there's shrines throughout. And then we run into the 4 heavenly devas. Love these guys. Good demons. Have never let me down, truthfully. Oh yeah, there's a graveyard. And apparently in this graveyard, they write on your gravestone what killed you. So,
Must have been playing Sekiro.
He did not block the setup. Got blown the fuck up. Put straight into the ground of Takao. I really wish I knew which one was which. Tengus. Wow. Just a shrine built, 400 meters above sea level or whatever. No big deal. Whatever. All wood carved.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it, but let me know if you want pictures of the Takao Tengu dog.
Is that food?
It's food.
You can send it if you want.
I'll find it.
Yeah, we had Dongo on the way up. Oh my fucking god. The Dongo rate's quite high on the list of food, I think. That shit was really, really good. I had miso walnut Dongo. Whew. I'm gonna be missing that one. That shit was like filling. It had a really nice texture, good flavor. Just something I'd never eaten before. Fucking nice. Just more shrines out of the way. Here's us at the top. Well, not the picture of us at the top. You don't get to see that. Yeah, Mount Fuji's kind of busted. Like, it's mountain shaped. It's always got snow on it. It's a volcano.
It's huge.
Massive.
It's fucking massive.
It's actually fucking divine. Ridiculous.
Like it's like, I get it. I understand why this is like a cultural icon of this country and this like city in particular. Like other cities have like iconic things, and it's like yeah, whatever. But it's like ooh.
But it's like a mountain, right? It's not like there's a giant waterfall that could exist. It's not like there's I don't know. What other cool formations are there? Like a mountain sticks out into the sky so people can see it. Pretty special.
Like 2 or 3 months out of the year, you're allowed to climb it, and
Yeah.
you can walk around the rim of the
active volcano.
There, you get ramen up there.
It's really fucking cool. Yeah, Tachikawa was cool. This is on the way down. A tragic thing happened on this mountain though, where poor Madison. She did a little gacha for a gecko. She got the gecko. She named it immediately. She put it in her little glove, whatever the hell she was wearing, little like arm coolers, like these like black arm coolers, the kind like the sweat wicking things, right? She puts it in her glove, names it Gilbert. She would lose it at some point on the way home, and this would devastate her for the rest of the trip. So the next time she shows up on a stream, everyone tell her that you're sorry for the loss of Gilbert on Mount Takao. You will get her to cry. She fucking called the lost and found the next day for the train, so. Like, she truly embodies the Moe spirit of Japan. But yeah, then we decided to take the, what was it, Trail 6, Tommy, on the way down?
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Discord didn't like the hot dog, so I sent that to you on Facebook.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it'll take a sec. Everyone just fucking Google Mount Takao Tengu dog. I'm sure pictures will show up. It's a long ass. It's like, it's a hot dog and it like sticks out the sides because of the Tengu nose. But so going up the mountain, you're fighting gravity. You're getting tired. You're getting winded. Going down the mountain though, you're not going to get winded. But you do have to have manage your joint control, which results in a lot of leg shaking and burning hips. I was way more scared going down this mountain than going up. I was afraid I was going to fall. And it doesn't help that at a certain point, first it's stairs, then it's like narrow, like dirt paths that were really, they were solid. But then we hit the part where it's just flooded. And we had to walk through like, it was really shallow water. But it was like a little like ravine river. But it was cool because there were still rocks sticking up that were like, they weren't like sharp or anything. So you could step on the rocks and still keep traction on your footing, but there would be water underneath the rocks. Obviously your shoes are still going to get somewhat wet and they're going to get really dirty from doing this, but it was pretty cool. People were going up this way as we were going down, which was baffling to us. But hey, they were born in Japan, not us, so they've probably been doing it for a while. Yeah, like this would be like the off to the side of it. It would just look like this the whole way, where you'd have this huge canopy. In the middle of the path down, there was this like little respite area for a tiny waterfall. And basically that path of water is what we had been following the entire time, and we're even in for a brief while. Yeah, there was like nothing, like no one was attending this. I don't think anyone lives in these shacks or anything, but it was just a little spot to stop at. And then we were at the bottom. That was really cool. I'd never climbed a mountain before like that in my adult life, and like I said, very life affirming, because while sick in a different country, not on my medicine, I climbed a mountain and was fine. And if anything, I was getting like pretty energized by the end of it. So, felt really good. So then for the last 2 full days, we would go to Odaiba. Odaiba. Here's one of the train stations where they just have this cool collage of the whatever this guy's name is. I'm sorry I don't know it, but I didn't realize he made so many works. I'm uncultured. I'm a poser. We all know it. We were like, oh, cool, Astro Boy and Blackjack. What's the rest of this? How many fucking things has this guy made? I should know his name. I'm pretty sure this was the guy that after he died, his daughter was like, yo, check out all this furry porn he was making. And everyone was like, why are you showing that? That was his. What do you have music here? Oh, perfect. So then, in Odaiba, did I forget to... Hold on.
Speaking of music, we should talk about the Western-themed yakiniku place.
We didn't talk about the yakiniku. You're right. So, back on day... The Architectural Museum day.
Yeah, this would have been Thursday, yeah, with the Edo Museum.
Yeah, so that was before Enoshima. Tommy and I, it was just Tommy and I that day. We went and get yakiniku. And it was alright. I'm not a beef guy, but I had some pork in there and I liked the pork way more. But it was kind of fun because we walk in, we order, and they're playing Western music. Like rock, classics and stuff. But they're also playing like my kind of music from the 2000s. And right when we're about to eat, Pretty Fly for a White Guy by The Offspring comes on. And now I'm feeling myself. Now I'm feeling it, man. Followed by Fat Lip by Sum 41. I'm like, oh yeah. So that was fun that they throw on some music for the white boys. Once again, though, all the fucking meals I have were so goddamn intense. Chopsticks are not easy to use for me, man. Luckily, there were tongs for flipping the meat and stuff, but shit, dude. Shit, dude. Okay, Odaiba. Did they just put on the Tony Hawk soundtrack? They could have. Then, like, Journey played, then, what was the Michael Jackson song that played?
It was Billie Jean, I think.
Yeah. No. I don't remember.
I think it was.
Okay. I think Billie Jean has a different intro. I thought it was Thriller, but then it was like, no, it was a different song. Anyway, but it was nice just kind of hanging out and grilling some meat, listening to some nice Western rock music. Felt at home for a bit. Had a highball. It was disgusting. I never drink. Why did I do this to myself? Had to try. But yeah, then we get to Odaiba. It's the weekend, so the girls are with us again. And we're heading to a place called Small Worlds. Are you ready? So Small Worlds, I wish I had more pictures, but unfortunately, since we were so scattered, we were like in all of them. This is a miniature exhibit where you would go through a bunch of different places and a bunch of different like exhibit halls, and they would all have different stuff in it. So this one right here is this like, I guess like Shanghai, China themed one where they just kind of put like robots everywhere. They just have a phoenix there because of the I don't know if you can see the tiger, but it's for the 4 directional protectors, whatever they're named. You could get yourself scanned in as a miniature, and just you get put in the exhibit somewhere, which is really neat. They had a lot of they had fun interactables with them too. Like obviously there'd be like trains going around all the tracks and stuff. Like the first room you walk into was a
Kennedy Space Center.
It was Kennedy Space Center, so we're like, oh cool, Florida. And they would have like events play off where like there would be like this shuttle launch. They had this made up space travel company that they had an animation for playing that showed like what it would be like moving to space with the 0, 1, 2, 3 moving company, space moving company. It was just super fucking cool. Like the trip was me standing around going, just kind of like in awe at everything. It's funny because Brad also asked me the question of, did you have fun or was it really just Place Japan? It's kind of a weird question because you would assume like, you know, these are not necessarily different, but it is true. Like, you're not necessarily having fun, like going to a party or a convention on vacation or something, right? Which is what you might think of fun. There were fun things we did, but for the most part, it really was like, it was totally Place Japan. Just seeing it, just experiencing it, and like seeing the cool stuff they have to offer. We're like, if we went to somewhere like this in the US, it would be like way more shoddy probably. Especially the next day thing we're going to talk about with Team Labs. But, so they had a bunch of different exhibits. They have the airship Lindblom exhibit.
Yeah, it just looked like FF9.
Yeah, which is awesome. They had like a Venice one elsewhere. So, they had an Evangelion exhibit. But, they had the Lance of Longinus here, and I immediately said, "All right, Tommy, we're gonna do the Weeaboo Leaning Tower of Pisa. You're gonna take a picture of me grabbing the Lance of Longinus at a distance." So, here's me. Most of me, anyway. With a mask on, sick as a fucking dog, tired, but I'm gripping that bitch. God. I have a more flattering picture of me at the end, but I couldn't not show the picture of me holding the fucking Lance of Longinus, man. You did a good job here.
Thank you.
I threw this phone at Tommy and I'm like, do it. God, we even got like the portioning right of like how big it should be. Yeah. That's me. You don't get the rest of my face though. Alright, enough of that. So these look kind of big. Like this I feel like we didn't get the proper scale here, but this is a miniature exhibit of the Ava's launching. Where they would actually like shoot up and like come forward and the hatch would open and shit. Yeah, like
You see Gendo in the little
yeah.
thingy there. Yeah.
It was Gendo. Yeah, and you can see like the plug was open in the back there for Ava 1. All right, chat. Who's your favorite Ava of these three? It's gotta be 1.
There's one right. It's
Yeah, like it's gotta be 1. Like I do really like 0. Dude,
It's who you want.
it's purple, green, and orange. It's so fucking cool looking. Like the people know what's up. These are the votes for. Yeah, that's actually probably pretty accurate. You probably see more for 2.
Yeah.
On virtue of Oscar. Then again, people like that Ray.
20 years.
You cunts have been at this for 20 years. So this is fucking awesome. So this is just a model someone had donated to the exhibit or was bought for the exhibit. So I believe this is meant to be if Kaoru did not intercept the impact that was occurring at the end of the second rebuild. I think that's what this is. Because I believe that's what robot Kaoru shows up in. It could be.
That's Kara's Eva.
Yeah. Been a minute.
Unit 5 or 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah. The one that was being
7.
built on the moon. Yeah, pretty fucking radical. Oh, they gave him the 4 arms. Yeah. Sure you watch those rebuilds. I really like that last one. So then there's a miniature town of Tokyo 3.
Tokyo 3.
Where you got Misato and Pen Pen in her apartment. Like I'm walking around, I'm like, I think that's their apartment, and then I look over and I'm like, yeah, it is. So the coolest thing was that this came out of the ground and then started lighting up. All the windows light up at that point. And there's also like a day-night cycle. So if you stayed in here long enough, you would get the like nighttime version of the of Tokyo 3 coming out of the ground. In the foreground here, I'll get a better shot of it later, but like right there, that's supposed to be Shinji and Misato, but this little black speck here next to Shinji are Misato's feet. So someone just fucking grabbed her and took her. But it would have been the shot from the first episode where they're standing looking at the city. But yeah, it would open and like go back down. I don't think I got any good pictures of it going back down. Yeah, you can see the night changing. Here I tried to get Shinji and Misato's feet in in shot, but I don't know how to work a camera. But yeah, so then where we're standing, I didn't get any good pictures of it. Where we're standing is the town itself. So like the school would have been to our right, and you could have seen like kids in the classroom and out in the field and stuff. Yeah, I guess I didn't get any pictures of it coming down, but this would like it would literally go back down, and then the panels would flatten out. Fucking awesome. We walk outside and we see this out of an apartment, and we're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Like, and it wasn't just us. Everyone was staring, looking at this thing.
Yeah, people were looking up, going, "Hmm."
Like, what the fuck is that?
Hacking into the Pentagon. Maybe it's just a 5G booster for the entire apartment complex, as Nick surmised. Could be anything, but it was.
People were like, "What the fuck is that?"
It was kind of funny. So then I don't know if like looking at these pictures after the fact, I'm not in as much awe, but like standing in Odaiba, looking around, there was just something about it that was this nice mix of what I'm familiar with in the West and what makes Tokyo special. And it synthesized right here into this brand new island city that was just... Oh, man. The Ideal on the Rail just started playing. Fuck yeah. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like just... Like, me standing here looking at this, I'm like, this is it. This is it. All the fucking apartment buildings have these crazy tops to them.
I agree with the Odaiba thing. The pictures don't give it justice.
No, like Odaiba's super cool.
Huge. That place, you just feel small, like a small person in a fucking massive ass area.
There's the so-called Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
The roads feel like 10-lane highways, like on each side. That's how big they feel. It's really cool.
Hold on.
Yeah, like
let the stream stabilize.
I never want to live in New York and have a car. Like that just sounds like the worst thing ever. Like you look around the streets of Odaiba and you're like, I could have a car here. Like totally,
dude.
Because most people are taking public transportation. You could comfortably have a car. Like parking apparently is a nightmare because it's expensive.
Hold that thought.
Yeah,
I gotta fix the stream real quick. One sec, guys. Give it a sec.
The stream seems to be up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's up now because I just turned it back on.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. No, it was. I was losing like 70% of the frames that were going out, so it was like really bad. Luckily, just turning it on and off seems to help.
Did you guys see the Mario Kart people? Because when me and Tommy went, we saw them go karting around.
We saw 2 sets of them. We actually saw them in Kabukicho. Is where we saw them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we
And
saw them
then-
in Odaiba.
Saw them. We didn't see that, but we saw a bunch of Americans in like fucking vintage lowriders driving about.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It was
like,
really
just,
fucking
10
funny.
Lowriders drove past us. I was like, oh.
We were like, hell yeah. Yeah. There was something about going to Odaiba after being like in the cram city and it just being like this really freeing feeling, while also being like it's still got that Tokyo edge. Like this is the inside of a mall where we went and ate the weird at a fried rice place that was playing like shitty Western pop music, where they were serving us without a button on the table to call the waitress over, and Tommy's soup was on fire the entire time, and they just gave him full prawns, and it's like, what, do you want me to eat the eyeballs? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Food was all right, but it was definitely like we were definitely laughing at how like uncomfortable it was. And then I think it was that arcade right there. No, not the Minions. Maybe there was an arcade down there. There was an arcade we went to though in this mall where we would. That's where I got Seika. You got a Bochi. Girls got a Miku.
Any sushi?
Do we have any sushi?
Yeah.
So no, and this was at my request because anytime I have sushi, I have horrible diarrhea, dude. I'm sure it would have been better. Wasn't gonna risk it. Was
in the Odaiba Mall there was just like a little sushi place that had like, they brought the sushi out on the little train train things. So that's what we got before we went to the Gundam store. Is the train sushi.
We'll get there in a second. We ate across from that. We ate at a store across from that, and it was the best thing I ate on the trip.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was just a... Was this... Where was this? This wasn't Dex. This was near Dex, though. I don't remember what this was called.
This might have been we had walked into Dex. This is either Dex or Aqua City, though.
This was Aqua City, not Dex.
Yeah.
This was Aqua City.
This is the same mall, though, right?
They're kind of connected.
So the Gundam Mall is...
Oh, no. Yeah.
Driver City.
Okay.
And across the road is Aqua City and Dex.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're decently close by.
Yeah, we may have never walked into those rays.
Yeah, okay.
We also maybe we did. I don't think we did though.
So we walk into whatever arcade happened to be here. I don't remember. It might have been a round one. It might have been I don't think it was a Gigo. Might have been a Gigo.
Yeah,
But
here's
here-
just a generic all arcade actually.
Yeah, it probably had a brand. Everything's got a brand. The fucking baseball teams have brands. But regardless, here's your monster gacha. Just gamble to get what monster you want. Like,
Spend 500 yen getting 2 cans when they're like 150 yen each.
but it's fun.
It is.
It is
Yeah,
fun.
bro, it's the Japanese.
Oh, it looks like it's 100 yen for it. Yeah,
Very
that's not bad.
special.
You're probably getting it like in 1 or 2 though. I imagine these are easier, hopefully, since it's food, but maybe not.
Not always.
I didn't know these had merchandise. I'm not even a Toho guy, but I saw these and I was like, no fucking way. Oh, here you go. I was trying to explain this earlier. So this is the type of machine I got the Seika from. So the idea was that an arm... Well, what am I doing? They're right here. This arm... I was too focused on the Yukaris. This arm would go across when you started it, and then you'd have to stop it. And the idea is that you'd want it to smash into the pink part. I'd smash into the pink part. And hopefully it would keep enough traction to push it down far enough that it would fall like this. But what happened with the Seika I got was that when it got pushed down all the way here, she got stuck on the thing that she was sitting in. But luckily they still gave me her anyway. And then Tommy got a Bochi out of that. And then, like I said, there was Oshinoko shit everywhere, but no Akane.
Pogfish.
It's Pogfish. I'm just walking by and I see this fucking fish. Fun fact! France gave Japan a Statue of Liberty. It's crazy. There's Tokyo Tower. I think. Yes.
Yeah, that's Tokyo Tower.
Dude, it looks like a fucking radio tower.
Is that Tokyo
It
Tower?
is.
It is also. It just happens to be. They just colored it the same. Also. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't remember if Tokyo... I think Tokyo does, like, radio and TV from Tokyo Tower.
Makes sense. Yeah, there's the Rainbow Bridge in the background. Shit's not very rainbow. So yeah, we were inside Aqua City, I think, for what we were eating.
Aquacity.
Here's this cool-ass building with a ball.
That platinum may or may not work inside.
I think I checked. I don't think they work there. I don't know why I was getting that
Okay.
confused. Maybe they do. I couldn't find it in the moment, but oh yeah. So in one of these buildings there was a Joy Plus that had like an exclusive Phoenix Wright puzzle that would feature
Masks wife.
yeah, the motorcycle girl from the third case of Trials and Tribulations. We did not do it. We just did not end up having time, and there was also just the risk of it's gonna be in Japanese. I'm not gonna be able to fucking solve a puzzle that's in Japanese, but it's there for those who dare. And then you just get Tokyo's skyline. Like that's the sky tree over there. Got the party boats. Hell yeah.
I'll go out on one of those boats.
I love the anchors that they just have. The anchors and chains just hanging out down here. Yeah, apparently all this was trash at some point, and then they cleaned it up. And we're like, we're gonna build a utopia on it. As you do. As you do. Yeah, these pictures really don't do the literal awesomeness of Odaiba. There were definitely white people here. We were definitely running into white people here because this was a big tourist spot. Oh, I left this in here? Yeah, I just we kept talking about like there'd always be different Pokemon merchandise. Whatever, it's a fucking roulette what you're getting. Like there's gonna be a Pikachu, it's probably gonna be a Pichu, and then whatever else is popular at the time. And I always noted there's never any fucking Raichus, and Raichu's my favorite Pokemon. And then we walked in here and I was like, holy shit, there's a fucking Raichu. And then Tommy was like, there's never any Munchlaxes. My sister loves Munchlax. Walk into another store, there's a fucking Munchlax, and we're like, damn, Odaiba's got it. Then here's us on the balcony at night, looking at a Christmas tree, because they just leave a Christmas tree out, because everyone loves a Christmas tree. And there's the Rainbow Bridge. White and green.
The so-called Rainbow Bridge.
Fucking Mario would be so mad. Yeah. We're losing them. Yeah, the light near here? Oh my god, they're gone. Yeah, the light here was like blowing out my camera for some reason. Like you can see like the
I think it was starting to get a little foggy was the thing.
No, I think there was like a really bright light above us that was interfering with stuff because like see how muddy it looks?
Sure.
It's like AI generated now. Oh man. Oh fuck, this is my favorite. This next to the fish. Yeah, man. All right. So like yeah, no. Don't stand with your backpack behind you. You need to dislocate your fucking shoulder and turn your entire body around, asshole.
Yeah, so to properly explain what they're trying to convey.
No, I'm moving on. God, no.
Okay.
No,
but just like so, I think in Japan, like when you're on the trains, they want you to wear your backpack on your front side, so on your stomach. So it's like because it's a lot. You're not going to be bumping into people on the train with the backpack behind you. You can see where it is. You're able to fit into spaces a little bit easier, right?
Being back to back to someone doesn't invade your personal space as much as being in front of someone. So the area in front of you is going to be more clear.
Yeah,
it also does take up less room than just having a trophy.
It makes a lot of sense. Like if you're going to Tokyo, right? Tip for the tour, travel tip. And you got a backpack. You're getting on one of the trains. You put it in front of you, right? However, this head doesn't have a face. So you can't gauge its orientation. So it looks like someone
just break your fucking arm.
Grabbing the thing behind them.
Yeah.
Good.
So then this is our last full day here. We eat anything of worth? No.
It's a gata.
So this is just Tommy and I, and we need to go to Diver City now. We also had tickets for a thing called Team Labs, immersive art exhibit or whatever the hell. But first we're gonna go to Diver City, and they just have a unicorn Gundam out front. We didn't watch it transform. I just realized. Whatever. I'd rather have seen it looking like this. It looks better like this for me. We went into the Gundam store on like the top floor, and I like this mall because it reminded me more of a mall at home. It was like the only picture I took. I don't even know why. I think I took one and I was like, all right, that's enough Gundam pictures. This wasn't even in the Gundam store. This was downstairs.
Yeah, they
this
had
was in like the smaller one.
Pop-up store for like a Gundam anniversary thing.
It didn't even connect with the rest of the mall. It was so weird.
Yeah, it was definitely like... I definitely felt bad for any tourists that were maybe looking for the Gundam store and thought they'd found it if they'd run into this.
Just got Luffy's. Yeah. Yeah, like the Gundam store was fucking enormous because there was like a
Yeah, the Gundam
40th anniversary exhibit and stuff too. Or even longer than that. 60th? I don't even know. How fucking old is Gundam? Old. But it was a lot of Gundam in there. Like, good God. So I ate up a good bit of time. Walked around the mall. There was this cool One Piece store. Great Gear 5. They had some nice stuff in here. Wish they had a volume cover, like, photo or something, printout that I would have wanted. Yes, the Gojo sleeping mask. Good
Pretty
stuff.
funny.
It's really funny. Yeah, so this was on our way over to Team Labs, because we had to take the monorail to get over there. It was raining this day. And I don't know, I just thought it was cool. There was a kart track, and you could see a stadium getting built. This doesn't do it justice. Standing here looking at these ships was kind of like dizzying almost. There was something about them from where we were standing that was like heavy, I guess you could say. It was neat to see an industrial area. Okay, I'm gonna put a spoiler warning up now. Oh, before that, the best thing I ate in Japan was across from the conveyor belt sushi place that Race had just mentioned. We had a yakodon. And we were in the mall. We didn't know what we wanted to eat. And the cool thing about Japan is that all of the shops have, like, plastic displays of the food they have. So you just kind of know what they're going to have. Or a menu outside. Which is really nice. So you can actually window shop for food. Which is kind of unheard of here in the West. Maybe in, like... I'm sure in some city that's going to be a lot more that's going to be more of a common practice, but we were walking around, we looked at the sushi place, we looked at another ramen place, and I just see this place, it was like, it has a yakodon, and I'm like, yeah, I think I want eggs, rice and chicken right now. And it was just like, it was like the most comforting food I'd ever eaten. It was like soul food, but it also was revitalizing. It was incredibly sweet. I don't know what they did to make it so sweet, but like...
Probably just put sugar in it.
Probably just put sugar in it. Like,
that's how they make the little bento omelets, right? They actually just put sugar in it.
Yeah, that's true. Like the egg that you break on top was like cooked to the perfect degree that it was just runny enough still to mix in with the rest of it. The weird thing was, and this is like a pretty common practice in Japan, is the tiers of food you can buy. Like, you go into a place, and it's not just like... It's going to be like a specialty shop, but there's going to be like tiers of what you want to buy. So in the Oyakodon place, it's like, all right, what quality of chicken do you want? We just got like the normal kind, and it was perfectly fine, right? It was very, very good. But you could have paid an extra 500 yen for like a different kind of chicken, I guess.
Yeah, the Tokyo Phantom chicken, as my phone translated it.
Yeah.
Which is, but again, wild, because like, you know, people are familiar with the idea of like going to a restaurant and getting like higher tier cuts of beef, right?
Yes.
Ooh, the Wagyu steak tonight or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But generally you're not seeing things that are like the higher quality tiers of chicken.
No. Or eggs for that matter. Or eggs
for that matter, right? You'll have different kinds of fish, right? The salmon's going to be more expensive than the cod, right? But again, generally not for chicken.
Yeah, and even then, it's like, even if there was a difference, whatever that store's buying is what they're buying, right? It's just like, we get this chicken from here, and it's good quality chicken. Like, that's what restaurants do. Like, Wagyu is effectively a new age breed of meat, so it has its own, like, properties to it that make it vastly distinguished from regular beef. But yeah, man, that oyakodon. It was really nice, too, being sick and eating this delicious food that kept revitalizing me. Now that I'm back home, my body is rejecting everything I'm eating. Because it's just not the delicious 7-Eleven food. We didn't even talk about it. Like, 7-Eleven just has these, like, pancake sandwiches that just put the whipped cream and red beans inside of them, or the butter and margarine, or the syrup and margarine inside. And it's like, damn, that's amazing. You order these crustless sandwiches, you get these crustless sandwiches that just have delicious, perfectly cooked eggs and tuna and ham and whatever. And it's like, what the fuck? They had corn dogs in the 7-Eleven. I got like 3 corn dogs while I was there. They were all incredible. I'm sorry, American Dogu.
American Dogu.
My favorite part was that I could read all the katakana, so I actually like...
That you bought with your icy
good.
cardo. Onegaishimasu.
Yeah, my kado. Onegaishimasu. Yeah, anyway. Japan food good, no surprise. So, I'm now going to spoil something. If you are planning on going to Japan at any point, you should go to Odaiba, and you should visit a thing known as Team Labs. Does it have a different name? Does it have an extended name?
Team Labs Planets is the Odaiba exhibit.
Team Labs.
There's also a
Planets.
new Team Labs in another part of Tokyo now.
Okay. Well, they're probably both... Whatever the other one is, it's probably a winner also. This is an immersive art exhibit, which, as you can see here, the people in front of us have their shoes off and their pants rolled up. So... we get here. It's raining. There's a lot of tourists, and it's kind of a kerfuffle. Like it's kind of a clusterfuck. There's a lot of people here, mostly tourists, I would say. Massive line, and it's kind of theme parky. Waiting in a line. There's like, you have to go stand in a certain spot. Once you get ticketed in, you have to walk in and watch a video talking about like what you're gonna have to experience. You're gonna have to go into this locker room. You're gonna have to take off your shoes, and you're gonna have to roll up your pants, and yada yada. And I'm like, okay, and it's kind of a mess outside, so I'm a little worried. Right? It's not like a great start. I'm not sure about the atmosphere I'm about to have in this this immersive art exhibit, right? We get in, and I'm not quite sure how it's gonna go, because they're letting in a lot of people very frequently, but a lot of people are walking out very frequently also. So we're kind of like, I'm like, okay, is this gonna be like crazy crowded? Are there gonna be enough lockers? Are they actually managing this properly? But we eventually get in, we take off our shoes, and we are met with a locker room that has 1,000 lockers in it. Of which, like, if it's an open locker, it will have a key attached to a rubber wristband that you would put around your wrist. So, you know, we put all our stuff in there, whatever I bought that day. My shoes, my socks. I think I left my wallet and stuff on me. Grab it, lock it, and it's just kind of a chaotic mess in the locker as some people are leaving, some people are putting their shit away. I'm like, man, okay, like, I hope this calms down, and I'm also hoping it's gonna be worthwhile, because it was like, what, 4,000 yen each, something like that. It was not, it wasn't pocket change. And the first thing we are met with is a ramp of water lit up like this. So right here, you are looking at a ramp of just water. Like, obviously, you know, there was like some like surface so you don't fall on it. But there's gonna be a lot of water in this place. But they were smart to do this because this washed everyone's feet. Because a lot of these exhibits are going to have mirrors in them. And I feel like we went through too fast at the beginning. Because it was already like we were moving. It was like, we got to get moving. There's a lot of people. We got to get moving. But that is not what this is at all. This was definitely like, take your fucking time, take it in, and enjoy whatever you're going to walk into. All right, so once again, if you think you are ever going to go here, or at any point, stop watching this. There's not going to be much more after what I'm going to show here. Unless you want to see a picture of me at the end, that's a little more flattering. So we walk up this ramp, and we're like, oh, that was kind of cool. It was just nice to feel like water on our feet. And, you know, there's like a handrail and stuff. There's my toes. I didn't take a picture of the next room, but it was this like... It was meant to represent a black hole. Let me rewind. So with the water here, there was like an explanation for it with how this light was actually being diffused across the water. It was something very strange. Like, something about this waterfall was actually the only thing lit in the room, and it was designed in such a way that it diffused across the sides there to light up the ramp.
To look like there were LEDs on the side of the floor.
But there weren't.
But there weren't.
And it was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So then you walk into a room, there's some towels you can use and like a hamper you throw it into, and they're like constantly recycling this stuff, right? So it's like, it's all clean. Then we walk into the black hole room, which kind of just looked like there were tits on the wall, and it was just like, it was like a bouncy house, but you would get like absorbed into it, is the idea. So you could like fall into it, and it was like really, really comfortable. Kids were jumping around, families were falling, Tommy was falling. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I didn't quite do it, but I was like, oh, okay. I felt a titty on the wall, and went, that's kind of nice. Walked out of there. And then we're met with the infinite LED strip room. Which is just like... There is no tour guide for this. No one is pushing you along. So there's a lot of people just standing around or sitting and just taking it in. And the cool thing about this place was like, it would change because you could download an app, and in a certain spot of the hall here, you could see a bunch of people were hanging out at it, and you would be able to actually like change the template for the lights in the exhibit. So it was like going dark a lot and like relighting up to a bunch of different barrages of colors. We managed to fuck around with a few of them. Everything was mirrors. Ceiling, floor, sides, mirrors. So like, you were probably gonna run into something. Now, you weren't walking through these. You could, and they probably wouldn't care. But there were like set halls. Yeah, so this is like us over where we're trying to like modify it and stuff. I'll get there in a sec. But then the neat thing was that after, you know, hanging out here for 10 minutes or whatever, we're like, where do we go next? And we noticed there were actually numerous exits, seemingly. You know, 1 or 2 exits probably. And we weren't sure which ones to take. But the neat thing is, they would all lead you to everything still. You would still see everything no matter what exit you would take in these different exhibits. So we're like, that was pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. How can they top that? Well, suddenly we're walking down this dark hallway with a bunch of people, and a short ramp. We're met with a short ramp where water is on it. And people are walking down into it to like, about like, it's not knee deep to the point that it's like actually hitting you. But it's up to your like shins. It's deep enough that like you could probably fall if you weren't careful. I was definitely like bracing myself to not fall. And the neat thing about this water though, was that it looked like milk. It was like this very like opaque gray water. And then you walk into a room that looks like this, with these projectors that are on the water. And it's fish. And as it turns out, Tommy has the app on his phone at this point, and it is an engine not running a cycle. This isn't a screensaver. When these fish collide with you, it will recognize that it's hit like a shadow or something. I don't quite know how it processed it. And they would explode into flowers. Or they would gather around you because you were standing still, and they would like circle around you. Now, this isn't my camera being bad. It was just kind of blurry, which is fine. Because here you are standing knee deep in water as these fake fish like run into you and explode. The atmosphere music is like perfect. It's exactly what you think it would sound like. So then it started speeding up and speeding up and speeding up until the entire location was just engulfed in this like rainbow vortex of fish. It was me taking a picture of it all. Like, it was kind of fucking magical. I was quite immersed in art. Whoever said fucking put them in the water was right. And then it a lot of the things had these like crescendos, and they would calm back down where like all the fish would come back in and stuff afterwards. And then we're like, all right, yeah, that's a good shot. You can really see that there are like a lot of fish gathering around me here. I was so worried I was gonna drop my phone. All right, get your sunglasses on. This is gonna hurt your eyes. So then we walk out of there, and oh yeah, it's Yuna sending the fireflies. Yeah. So then the next room was a bit weird because now we start getting into the interactive stuff. And allegedly in this room, the balls that you could push around are going to react to light. And the idea is that when they change, it will create the illusion of a flat color despite there being depth. And while I don't think this showed up very well with my actual eyes, right, you see the short Japanese girl over there? And you see all the balls? Pretty cool.
Yeah, like, the camera gets it. I also agree, I didn't quite see it.
I didn't see it, no. It was also pretty unresponsive, I felt. But yeah, super fucking cool. There's gonna be a red one here in a second. Get ready, everyone. Oh! It's like Blade Runner. That is the Ryan Gosling image in Blade Runner. Me looking at Japan. Oh, there's the red one. It's pretty cool. And, you know, everyone's laughing and stuff. Someone like pushed a ball into me and laughed. I pushed it back at them. And then we enter the creation of the universe, which I can only describe as the most expensive screensaver I've ever experienced. Disney fucking wishes they could pull this off. So we walk into an illusory mirror-floored room that is domed over the top. A lot of people in here. And the idea is that we want to lay in the center of this room. They warn you before walking in, careful not to fall over, because it looks like you are falling when you walk in here. Mirror floor room. And we get a spot kind of towards the center. I don't think we were perfect center, but we were fucking close. And we lay on the floor. And what you're seeing is me staring up at the ceiling. As once again, a not it's not playing a screensaver that's just going in order. It is like a constantly randomly generated program showing this like incredible depth that the camera does not capture well of these flowers just kind of like falling around this dome that you're sitting in. So like you're looking straight up. If you like tilt your head up even more to look effectively behind you, or I guess above you if you're, you know, laying flat, you would be looking at the side of the wall and you would see even more there, and it's reflected in the mirror too on the floor. And it was just like, you know, world creation music's playing, and it's incredibly immersive. And it feels like you're falling. Like, depending on the size of the flower that, like, comes by or what's getting near you, it feels like you're moving. It induced very extreme sensations of vertigo. Like, there was one with vines that was like, oh yeah, I've seen this in my dream.
Yeah.
The vine one in particular.
Yeah,
oh, here's a good.
Talking about the flower room, like, I'd never been more enthralled by anything. I could have just lied there and watched it for hours.
Yeah, if I had a pillow, that would have been nice. Yeah, it's between this one or the fish, I think, as the two best ones. I really liked the fish because it had the water, but this was pretty fucking special. However, so then we end up in the egg garden, and there was something really nice about this, because those aren't my slippers and that's not my umbrella. They hand you these before you walk outside, and it's raining the day we're there. So it's actually raining in this like simulated garden they have here. And there's these eggs all over the garden, and it's like, well, what do you do with the eggs? And the answer is, Tommy and I are trying to figure it out, and we're like, oh, you like knock them over, you like rock them. And when you hit them, they'll echo into other ones and they'll chime. So Tommy and I are just like beating the fuck out of these things. And then we would stop for a little bit after, like, it would change a bunch of colors and stuff. And we were like, oh yeah. But then it would go dark. Mind you, there's like 20, 30, it was a small area. There's probably about like 20 other people in here, right? They're all just taking pictures in the dark now. And I'm like, and I go over to Tommy, oh, Tommy, I think we have to hit them. Then I would knock one, and then I'd knock another, and I'd take the umbrella, and I'd push one that's far away from me, and I'd push more and more, and then Tommy would push them, and we're like, wow, that's so cool that you have to push them. Everyone's just standing there having their friends take pictures of them while we're fucking working the background for them and shit. And I'm like, come on, people. We're trying to help you. So this was really cool. I thought that was pretty fun. Getting to be the rock egg coordinator. So I did like this one. Then I think there was one more. Now the camera, this looks really cool on camera. Once again, I don't think people knew the mechanics of this one. And neither did we right away, but we figured it out. So this one, they actually let people in batches, and no one was reading like what the exhibit was. They needed it on like a giant monitor or something above people's heads so that everyone could read it, instead of like a tiny plaque that like one or two people could stand next to and read.
Yeah.
But the idea here is that you get to like go into this. These are real flowers, by the way. And they're hanging. And the idea is that like you would kind of like crawl into them and find like an opening. At least that's what it seemed like what it was at first, because that's what everyone was doing. And then we're sitting there and we noticed that everyone had like, how did everyone find a perfect opening for them? Everyone was sitting or standing in a spot that perfectly fit them. And then I stand up and I realize, like, Tommy, the flowers adjust their height based on where you're standing. So they were like, you're like pushing them out, like that cool like pin thing that you'd stick your face into to like make art out of, that you get at like a Spencer's Gifts or something. You put the hand in it and then all the spikes come out one side on the glass pane side. Pin art, I think is what it was called. pin art thing. It was like that, but for
I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah,
for flowers and where people
Yeah.
were standing. So like if people were sitting down, the flowers would hang lower. But then if you start to stand up, they would slowly rise. So the idea was that a bunch of people, just because they didn't tutorialize people well, a lot of people just kind of dove in straight away. We're just like, get me in there, even though that's not what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to like slowly walk in and watch as the flowers lift up in front of you. But it was pretty fucking cool still. And then I think that was it. I think that was the final exhibit. Yep. So pretty fucking worth it. These pictures do not nearly do it justice. If you were going to Tokyo, you might want to hit this up. Not a tourist trap. Well worth the money. And then we reach the final day, which I don't want to. I'm not going to show too many pictures of it, but it was a cool day because in the morning we went to Maddie's school, and we sat in on one of her lessons, and Tommy and I partnered up with two of her students, and helped them with their English. Got a tour of the school, and man, the schools are cool. Then we went to Ikebukuro, which is what you see here. And we make the foolish decision to go to Sweets Paradise. It was kind of terrible. I really did not like any of the food, I'll be honest. And it filled me up really fast. And they had a laser scope pointed at my head in case I ate their ice cream. But that's okay. Story to tell right now. Ikebukuro, pretty fucking nice city. It definitely seemed a lot more modern. The more like green that you would see around, the more modern the city felt. Maddie described it as like it's Ikebukuro is Akihabara but for girls. Sure. I'm not gonna. We weren't there for very long. I can't refute it. But there was one cool thing because we went to the Animate also while we were there, and there happened to be an exhibit for Sakurai Norio, the perverted, degenerate, amazing mangaka behind Mitsudomoe and The Dangers in My Heart. And I was like, oh my god, there's a fucking exhibit for it. Where she drew this illustration in her modern style for all of her works. Of course, Kyotaro's killing it there. He looks the best out of all of them. But I'm like looking at it, I'm like, are those the three triplets from Mitsudomoe? They look nothing like how they did in the manga. I've never even read it, but it's like, I think that's them. Must be. I don't know what the other two on the side, the bottom and left and right are though. Replay the music. We're almost done here. So that was pretty cool. I didn't go into the exhibit because it cost like 2,000 yen or something, and we had to go because we were actually going to go meet up with Spencer to get a tour of her school once her day was done. So that was really nice. But then in the Animate, I get mocked as we finally find Star Rail stuff, and I am greeted with Blade's Light Cone, which I do not have, and a shit ton of A Secret Vow, which I have 5 of for Blade. And man, there were so fucking many of these, and there was just like, there's not even a punchline. There's just some cosmic irony to it all, just staring at it, particular to my account. In this one moment, I got my girl Sussy. I love her. I didn't buy any of these though. But yeah, like they didn't have every light cone. They had 400 Blade light cones, a stack of Jeopard's light cone, and then not Luocha's light cone, but Perfect Timing, a 4-star light cone that has him on it. I don't know. It was weird. I think you can see it though. There was like a pom-pom outfit for your dog or something down here. It was funny. Yeah. Got some. There was a haiku gacha finally. But then that night, I forgot to mention it, but on what night did we have the what was the first night we had Indian curry? Let me see. Day 4.
The first days, yeah.
It would have been the Takahata Fudo day. So yeah, we then, you know, then that night we have our final dinner before we have to go the next day. Where we go back and have Indian curry at the same place we did, but this time with Spencer's coworker, and I have never been more defeated in my life. Fuck, man. It's so good. The food was so fucking good. I just couldn't eat it though, dude. It wasn't happening. So at this place, I got butter chicken curry, and it's like pristine. It's perfect. It tastes so good. They got the spices right. They just can't get the spices right. They get the spices right. But while I was sure I could finish the curry, they give you the biggest fucking naan in the world. And of course I'm ordering the honey cheese naan. And it's like the best fucking bread you will ever eat in your life, and I just couldn't fucking do it, man. So sad. It was so fucking good. Then we came home. We got on the plane. Watched La La Land, Barbie, and Oppenheimer. Liked all those movies a lot, especially La La Land. Holy shit. Yeah. Anything I'm missing? Any important details? Like, it was just a nice... It wasn't anything crazy. It was nice and relaxed every day. Like I said, we got out at a good time for me every day. Saw something different pretty much every day.
Yeah, I just want to say how proud I am of you in particular.
Oh.
Like, it definitely, I was tearing up the other day thinking about it. Makes me, you were such a trooper.
And honestly, I thought you were dying the whole time. I was feeling bad for you because I'm like, where did all my power come from? But Tommy's actually a fucking warrior. This guy doesn't stop. He is unending. He is ceaseless. Yeah, I definitely thanks Tommy for being a guide. Like I said, it was a good trip for me because I was just kind of ferried around everywhere. Yeah, did you eat at Mitsuya? No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what's Mitsuya?
Yeah, I also wish Japan was a real place. Because I'm going to turn it into a fake place in my mind so I can cope with reality.
Like, being in Japan last year is why I'm constantly on stream saying I wish cities were real.
Yeah. I wish societies were real. All these jokes about we live in a society. No, the fuck we don't. Japan's a society. Fuck. How much Japanese did you actually need to know? So, everything's in katakana for the most part. You could always just Google a place for, has an English menu. And a lot of places will have them. A lot of places, especially in Tokyo, people will just know English. I pretty much never spoke in English while I was there. While I was trying not to, because I took Japanese in college, and I've managed to retain my memory of hiragana and katakana because I look at a lot of raws of like manga and stuff when they come out. So I'm pretty up to date on that. Like when we were at karaoke, I was actually able to like read a lot of the katakana that was like over the all the lyrics and stuff when the girls were doing certain songs. So if you have any like semblance of ability to speak or read katakana, you can get by really fucking well. If you know numbers, a lot of stuff just has numbers on it. You can point if you need to, and all you have to say is like like onegaishimasu, and then like something I kind of forgot to do when we were alone, Tommy, was like when we were ordering like at the Oyakodon place, I was like, I didn't know what to say to like end it, and it's like you need to say ijo desu. And I completely forgot about that until afterwards. I was like, what was Spencer saying at the end of it all? Which, huge thanks to Spencer. She kind of ran the whole show. She was definitely the one in charge of it all, and I really appreciate her. Spencer provided the game plan. Maddie provided the entertainment as she had a new problem every day. Yeah, not. You really don't need that much Japanese.
You could effectively know nothing. I would say, like realistically,
you'll get by. It might be a little awkward.
Yeah. I think I would recommend knowing general phrases. Like Alex said, arigatou gozaimasu, onegaishimasu, right? You know, daijoubu.
Fukuro. If they say Fukuro at the gas station, which they'll say it so fucking fast, you won't even hear it. Just assume they're asking if you want a bag and either go hi because you probably want the bag because you just bought the best coffee in the world, a corn dog and pancakes that have syrup smashed between them. You're gonna want that bag, so you say hi, or you say daijoubu because you don't want the bag.
Yeah, like knowing some katakana would definitely help for like if you're trying to like order something hot from a 7-Eleven.
American like doggo.
Like you could be like American doggo, right? Or
doggo. Doggo. Yeah.
Like
trains, you don't need any. None.
Yeah, like I was there for over a month with like literally just knowing the basic like phrases, like I said, arigato and stuff. But like, if you know any amount of Japanese, you probably have a decent time. But you don't need to know any Japanese to get around on the trains, which is important.
It's all in English.
It's pretty much all in English.
And your phone will tell you where to go.
That would be the hardest thing to do if you didn't know Japanese. However, luckily you don't need to know Japanese.
Yeah, like.
But like, you could go to a restaurant and get food without speaking Japanese, realistically.
Yeah. They'll take care of you. Like they're probably not gonna kick you out if you have a hard time.
But, like, especially the further you get out from Tokyo, the harder you might have a time. Like if you go to fucking like Hokkaido, maybe not.
Yeah, probably not then. In fact, I would say definitely not then.
Yeah,
but you never know. Like Sapporo probably has
Inaka.
a decent population. But yeah, if you're going to go fucking club in Shinjuku at night and hit on girls, you might need to know a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, here's a better picture of me. That's the real me. That's what I like to look like in my dreams. I lost 6 pounds on that trip, by the way. I was eating 4,000 calories a day and still lost 6 pounds, and now I'm gonna gain it all back by tomorrow. Shit sucks, dude. It sucks. Yeah. Sorry to anyone hoping I looked like a fucking disgusting slob that plays JRPGs. I don't know. I was so pent up not being able to like hit on anyone while I was in Tokyo. We almost missed our flight in Georgia because I saw the most beautiful girl in my life. Dude, the second we got off the plane in Georgia in customs, a fight almost broke out. Welcome back to America, bitch.
Over racism.
Over racism! Off of an international flight!
Like, just like we're 5 minutes in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And just all of a sudden you could hear this white woman yelling at somebody for speaking Spanish.
Instantly!
It was amazing.
God!
It was, like half the line is fucking Spanish, like Mexican people. And everyone just turns at this woman like, are you, like, what the fuck are you doing?
I turn around and I go, ah, yes, back in America, what did I say, 5 minutes into America, and it's already this racially charged. Ugh. Yeah. Forgetting anything? I don't know. That was like 3 hours of just talking about it. So yeah, either go to Japan and stay there, or don't go because you'll come home and have to deal with all your problems again. I got home and it's like nothing. It's like it's Same as it ever was, and it sucks ass. I'm gonna stop drinking coffee, dude.
I mean, if you think it'll help.
They just can't get the spices right. Maybe there's something else I could find that like can replicate that. I'm sure there's a Coke thread for that somewhere. The high was reached. Oh yeah, this picture of me was taken inside one of the Edo houses.
Yeah. Also, to get an idea of scale, look at this image of Tokyo next to England.
My mouse died. Hold on. Wake up. Wake up.
Like Tokyo is, in fact, fucking ginormous.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. That's a big boy. Good lord. Yeah, all in all, like, would have been cool to go to Kyoto and stuff, but there's always next time. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed hearing us recount this, and I hope you will enjoy and can stomach, not enjoy, but stomach, us every stream just being like, damn, everything reminds me of her. As we think back on, Tokyo again. Dude, taking that fucking train straight in the airport was so goddamn nice. Like, it was a pain in the ass with the luggage for sure, but it was like, there was just something about it. Like, getting into an airport here is a pain in the ass. That Orlando airport had, like, satellites around it.
Yeah, you gotta, like, fucking, jump out of the moving vehicle and roll.
Yeah, exactly. Here you just, alright, you're in the terminal. Bet. Yep. Alright, guys. Unless I'm forgetting anything, let me check my notes one more time. Went to Tokyo, took a break for 2 weeks, still can't end streams correctly. Oh well. Had a pork bun. Get a pork bun.
I definitely get a pork bun.
Fucking get a pork bun. I was starving after that architectural museum. Walked into a station, got a pork bun, and nearly died. It was so good. Oh. Girls made us chanko nabe one night. That was delicious.
We became sumo wrestlers.
We became sumo wrestlers. Yeah. Okonomiyaki. Checking the food. Gotta make sure it's all on here. Yeah, alright. Number 1, mango lassi. I think the mango lassi wins for number 1 thing I had there. Number 2. I think tied for number 2 is the Akihabara ramen and the Oyakodon. Number 4 then would have to be pancakes.
I think that's reasonable. Were you putting the Pocari Sweat?
0. It's meta defining tier. Okay, I was sick. I had a fucking Pocari Sweat when I was Pocari Sweat into like Oyakodon is fucking busted, dude. That shit is life affirming. Okay, number 5 might be the Dongo, honestly. There was something about that Dongo that I really fucking liked. I'm actually kind of miffed we didn't get the Dongo again on the way down the mountain. That Dongo was so good. So then number 6 would have to be the Indian curry, I think. And then maybe like the Chanko Nabe. The Chanko Nabe was pretty good. Ooh, I don't know, that crepe that first night, or that first crepe. That's like 6 or 7. Alright. Thank you all for joining me. I will be back in a night or two with the Stellar Blade to see what that's all about. I hear the story's terrible, but I don't care. I'm gonna play it. Then I think Tom, you said you might be busy the next couple of days, so you know if you're not there for Stellar Blade, whatever.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. And then we'll go from there. And who knows? Maybe I'll have when Vengeance rolls around. Maybe I'll have maybe. I'm a lazy piece of shit, so I might not do this because it costs money. I might have a camera. I'm thinking of just biting the fucking bullet, man. I gotta do something with this channel. And now that Japan has reaffirmed my life, I have to fight. It all changes now. Parentheses. It probably ain't changing that much. Alright, guys. See you when we see ya. Peace.
Peace.